South Korea says North Korea has fired more than 200 rounds of artillery shells off its west coast toward some of South Korea's frontline islands.
At midday, an alarm sounded, telling the more than 800 people living on the islands of Yongpyong, Paenyong and Daecheong to head for underground shelters. North Korea had fired hundreds of rounds of artillery in their direction. The South then fired back. None of the shells crossed the country's maritime border, but this is a significant escalation in tensions between Seoul and Pyongyang, which have been steadily climbing over the past 2 years. South Koreans are all too familiar with where this could lead. In 2010, when relations were particularly bad, the North Koreans struck the island of Yongpyong, killing 4 people.
The BBC's Celia Hatton in Seoul. German police say 4 people have died after a fire broke out at a hospital in northern Germany. News and analysis at townhall.com. Majority Whip Tom Emmer, the number 3 House Republican, reveals support for Donald Trump's presidential bid in 2024.
Trump is now going into the January 15 Iowa caucus with the support of every senior House GOP leader. In a statement on Wednesday, Majority Whip Emmer said it's time for Republicans to unite behind Trump. His endorsement comes a day after House Majority Leader Steve Scalise of Louisiana, the number 2 House Republican, also threw his support behind Trump. House Speaker Mike Johnson endorsed the former president in November 2023. Edwin Mora, Washington.
A Mississippi sheriff's deputy has been shot to death during a traffic stop. George County Deputy Jeremy Malone shot and killed by a motorist who led police on a high-speed chase before being fatally shot by police as the chase came to an end. The Mississippi Department of Investigations is leading the investigation. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody.
We did it, everybody!
It is Friday. It's overcast and foggy.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's Friday.
I think I beat the fog.
It did. I don't recall it being so foggy when I was coming in. I think it just rolled in the last hour or so. But happy Friday.
I think I have my heat up too much, maybe. Like it's too comfortable. I get outside, I'm like, I didn't even know it froze out. It's too delightful inside.
Yeah, I noticed yesterday around 3 o'clock, it started getting less cloudy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to say it got full on sunny, but I don't think it did.
We were getting clouds on top of clouds. Like the gray faded back, and then we had these other weird clouds in front of those clouds.
Yes.
I know scientists, cumulo, whatever, but I'm sure there's a term for it. But
I'm trying to remember some of those from my school
Cumulostratus, cumulonimbus.
Sirius?
Cirrus, I think.
Yeah, I think that was one of them, too. Sirius Nimbus.
Cumulostratus.
Or was that the name of a Harry Potter broom? I can't remember which.
Yeah, the Nimbus. Although that might actually be a name of a cloud group also.
And a broom.
Yes, and a broom.
Well, happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
There you go. That's the rapper. That's Andre 5000.
Yeah, they never revealed what happened to Nimbuses 1 through 2,999.
Yeah. Well, I think it went the way of Formula 408.
Mm-hmm.
Preparation G.
Preparations A through G didn't work. I just imagine a guy just staring at a bunch of Petri dishes, just like horrific hemorrhoids. And he's just like, all right, we tried C. Guess let's move on to D.
This don't work.
Hope it doesn't give me lesions like B did.
If this don't work, I'm going to I.
You lucked out at H, buddy. You could have had preparation Q.
How ironic, though, they stopped at H.
Well, yeah. You give yourself 26 chances to get it right. After that, you got to start going by numbers. Preparation 0.
Got you for
how and that's
excuse me.
That's how sure you are of your own work. Do you go with double numbers, like 00?
Right.
Just to give yourself the room. So if you get up to 9, you can move on from there.
And I ain't gonna lie. Speaking of numbers, I'm changing gears, but not.
Mm-hmm.
This whole NFL pick your own number thing that they got now is kind of throwing me off.
Yeah.
Like there's some guys on teams with 0 now, and I'm like, why? And 1.
Are they letting them pick their own number?
Yeah, they did.
Well, what was it based on before?
Well, it was like rules like, okay, if you're a wide receiver, you have to take a number in the 80s.
Okay.
If you're a quarterback, it's like a single digit or a teens number.
And see, I always thought it was like quarterbacks were lower because, like, Aaron Rodgers was 12.
And generally they are, but now you got wide receivers that used to be like 81 and 82 or like 11, 7, 0, 1 now.
Right.
And running backs, too. Usually they're in the 30s or the 20s or the 40s. And now, you'll see 0 and 1 for a running back.
I think we go full-blown XFL and let them choose their own nicknames, too.
By the way, they merged.
The NFL and the XFL?
The XFL and the USFL.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Have merged, and now it's...
USFXFL?
Yes.
That's exactly. Just all the letters.
Which I think it just still means Rock runs it all now.
Basically, yeah.
So... But, I don't know how I feel about the number thing. I mean, I look at it, and I know it's probably a curmudgeon thing, but I'm sorry.
I'm just saying,
wide receiver should have 81 or something.
I won't be happy until I see Kansas City Chiefs running out on the field with "He Hate Me" on the back of one of their jerseys.
Yeah, I just...
Wasn't Trump in charge of the USFL? Or am I just remembering that? I thought Trump was supposed to be in charge.
I think he was one of the co-founders or something way back in the 80s when they did it the first time.
Yeah, maybe back in the day. Yeah, like way back. I think, but
back when the Buccaneers were in there and all that.
I don't think that was the USFL. I think it was the
No,
group.
I think it was USFL. Yeah.
Okay.
That was it was the original, and then they rehashed it here.
Okay.
Back when this.
I guess for some reason I thought it was like the AFL.
No. All right. The AFL and the NFL merged, and that's when the Super Bowl started and all that. And then
this was like in the 90s or
this
2000s.
Was, actually, I think it was the 70s. It started 70s with the USFL, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then USFL folded, and some of those teams came into the NFL, like Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
There's one or two others I don't remember off the top of my head.
I just want to see somebody merge with the LFL. By the time we start getting lingerie football, the attention it deserves.
Well,
ladies, we'll protect you, but only from here to here.
I'm going to predict that the Miami Dolphins will be the first to add lingerie elements to their uniform. Nice. They will be the first team to do it.
That'd be awesome.
just based on what I think, just things. I think. Do you hear about Tyreek Hill?
Mm-mm.
You know who Tyreek Hill is?
Mm-mm.
Tyreek Hill is the star wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins.
Ah, okay.
His house burned down.
Oh.
Earlier this week, like he's got like a $27 million house there.
Not
in
anymore.
Florida.
He didn't.
And unfortunately, fortunately, I don't think no one was hurt
That's
or nothing.
Good.
But unfortunately, it was started because like a kid was playing with a lighter or something.
What?
And yeah, that's kind of the reports I'm hearing now. But yeah, it was all over the news.
Great. Now
like
I'm gonna have
Tuesday.
to take away my kids' lighters and matches. Damn it.
Good tip.
I don't know what they're gonna play with this weekend.
Good tip.
Kids can't even play with lighters anymore.
I know.
What does this world come to?
Just let them play some antifreeze.
When I was a kid, I got a box of Strike Anywhere matches, not for my parents or anything. But we found one when I was at church one weekend or one Wednesday.
That message isn't out there anymore. Like I remember when I was in the 70s and 80s, those PSAs, don't let kids play with matches. Smokey the Bear was all over the place. I don't see those anymore.
When's the last time you heard anybody tell you to stop, drop, and roll?
Not ever.
Is that was that ever even effective for fires?
Not since the days of Dick Van Dyke telling me.
Well, Well, Smokey the Bear is still a thing. It's just they changed forest fires for wildfires.
To wildfires, yeah.
Like for fields and stuff.
But it still doesn't tell me to stop playing with matches.
When I was a kid, I proved him wrong. I could not prevent wildfires. In fact, I was partially responsible for them.
Why is it gotta be? I like forest fire. I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing back forest fire.
Right, it's necessary
we're widening the footprint, though, because a wildfire could be a forest fire, but a forest fire is not always a wildfire.
Yeah, but I don't like wildfire. I don't think it's a real term. Sounds like something some country artist made up.
Do you not appreciate the work of Michael Martin Murphy?
No, I don't. I absolutely do not.
She calling wildfire.
I do not.
That's a shame, and that really feels like a flaw on your part.
Maybe. I ain't gonna lie. I'll go to that grave with my flaw and feel just fine.
I'm probably gonna get flogged for this by Triple M fans, but did he have any other songs?
Don't ask me.
Because I'm pretty sure Wildfire was the only song I ever heard from him.
Yeah, dude.
Just don't have a gender reveal party, then you won't have to worry about it.
In all fairness, and y'all gonna laugh, I really have a thing for 3 named artists.
Do you?
I do.
Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Yes, they all annoy me. John Cougar Mellencamp, annoying. John Mellencamp, not so much.
Okay, so 3 names annoys you. What about 4 names?
Oh, 4 names is
I mean, because we got Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Those people. Well, it doesn't bother me actors, but artists, it really bothers me. I don't know why.
John Michael Montgomery, not a huge fan.
Nope. I don't like 3 named artists.
It's awful pretentious of you to bring your middle name to the game.
Kind of is. I know, but I'm just like, what a jerk. Why do I gotta call him by all that?
Maybe there was already a Michael Murphy.
So,
and he's like, well, all right, I'll work
just go by Murphy.
Or call yourself Martin Murphy.
Big Murph.
Big Murph. You know, that classic from that country singer from the 70s, Big Murph.
Well, you know what 3 named people also have in common with? Serial killers.
Oh, that's true. John Wayne Gacy. Doggone. Weekend of the
and assassinators. Lee Harvey Oswald. I'm telling you, there's a pattern there. Right. 3 named people are dangerous people to know.
That Michael Martin Murphy's a psychopath. I had no idea.
I don't trust him.
Can't trust him. Nope. What's great is 20, 25, 30 years from now, the generation that's going to be our age is going to look back on the classics from singer-songwriters such as Jelly Roll. That's going to be the classics of tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Well, think about it.
They're going to get so mad. There's going to be a post on whatever social media is in 2050 where they're like, this is oldies, and it just says Jelly Roll, save me.
There's still a generation of people that get warm and fuzzies from the barking dog jingle bells.
Yes, and that's our boss. They're called our boss.
/ Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
Hey, you leave Elmo and Patsy out of this.
Why do we still hear that thing? It was funny 30 years ago.
It was not. It wasn't even funny then.
It kind of was.
But it's catchy.
Yeah.
It's an earworm. As soon as you hear it, you're like, oh, that's going to be stuck in my head all day.
I didn't even know about Jelly Roll until the show Barmageddon.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, Barmageddon. I watched 1 episode of Barmageddon.
Well, it's funny to me that, like, literally we're 10 years removed from when face tattoos were ridiculous. And now they're just, it's fine. Post Malone turned his face into a doodle pad.
Yeah.
A stack of Post-it notes, basically.
Wait till 30 years from now.
Oh, God. Everything's just going to sag.
It's Tennessee. He's from Tennessee. So.
Somebody get Post Malone a pen so he stops writing "buy milk" over his left eyebrow.
I hope I live long enough to see them old. Like I want, because like we're seeing like the 80s.
You know what it's gonna look like is everybody who served in like World War II or like World War II, Vietnam and beyond, like all the older generation, now they all have all those tattoos and stuff, but they're all like saggy and faded. That's basically going to be Jelly Roll's
But they're not
head.
on their face. They're on their arms or their legs or back or their buttocks.
I'd say wait until Mike Tyson gets old, but we know black don't crack.
Well, in all fairness, Tyson's like still in shape.
He is.
Like I don't think he's going to age like you and I that just destroy our bodies, by doing unhealthy things. Whereas he like, he'll still whoop your butt today. You know what I mean? And he's older. What is he, about 60-something now?
He's got to be up there.
Yeah, he's got to be in the 60s, I'm thinking, at this point. So.
I mean, I'm not going to be talking smack about Mike Tyson or nothing.
Well, look at Chuck Norris.
We're not going to do that. Not for 2 days are we going to talk about Chuck Norris.
That man's in his 90s.
That man gets 1 day a week max.
Yeah. Well, he was in his 90s. But 80s. These are people that stay in shape.
That's true. It is very true.
They are not like us.
We are not the same.
I'm 50 and I look like I'm 75. I know this.
That's all right. I'm almost 40. I look like chewed gum. So,
all right. Let me give you the rundown. I'm going to get this interview going. We're going to replay our interview we had Wednesday. Andrew Moore with the Roswell Chamber joined us and gave us an update there. We do talk about an event that day at the beginning. Ignore that. But the rest of the stuff's good stuff to talk about. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we'll have the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater join us. Their next play is coming up, you know. It's going to be a little bit of fun for you. So we'll talk about that. And then in the 9 o'clock hour at 9:15, Barbara Gomez of Main Street Roswell is going to pop in for her monthly visit. Talk about what they've got new in 2024 for the Main Street corridor.
Just a whole new. We just got to the end of 2023, and they're like, "Run it again."
That's right. Second verse, same as the first. A little bit louder and a whole lot worse. And then I'm a little piece of tin. Nobody knows where. Sorry. But before we commence with the show, I must thank the fine folks at McDonald's for sponsoring the show each and every Friday. They provide us with delicious breakfast treats. I advise you to download the McDonald's app. Utilize it today. It is your friend. You can start earning rewards right after your first order. They've got deals that are exclusive to app users only that you can't get if you just come in like the common folk paying and ordering, you know, in line and all that stuff. Yeah, you could do all. It's really great. And then you build rewards, and next thing you know, you're earning points towards free meals and free food and all kinds of stuff. So download the McDonald's app and visit any of your McDonald's here. You can order through drive-through. You can have it delivered even, or dine in at whichever McDonald's is near you, and you can sit down and enjoy your meal. But order it all through the app. That way it's ready and waiting for you when you get there. All right, it is 7:20. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. We have low pressure clearing out of the area, so we get sunshine. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-50s, maybe a little bit breezy. Overnight, a few lingering clouds down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine on Saturday. A little bit cooler, though, right around 50 on the high. Clear for Saturday night. Sunday looks sunny and warmer, upper 50s and breezy. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Oop, I got to refresh my weather. It is not fresh. My apologies. I refreshed it back in the 5 o'clock hour or 6 o'clock hour. There we go. Currently 33 degrees in Roswell. Humidity is at 82%. Winds are calm at the moment. For today, partly cloudy, but the cloudy part's supposed to burn off and becoming sunny today. 54 for a high with winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 30 degrees. West winds at around 10 miles per hour. For the weekend on Saturday, sunny, high of 50 tomorrow. Winds out of the north, 10 to 20 miles per hour. It's going to be a little breezy for the afternoon. Saturday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 20. Northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, 57 for a high. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 early, 15 to 20 for Sunday afternoon. Mostly cloudy Sunday night, overnight low of 31. And then Monday, when you head back to work and school, well, not school quite yet. They got, I think, one more day for Tuesday. But when you head back to work, we are looking at a 30% chance of rain and snow for the afternoon on Monday. Partly cloudy with a high of 42. Winds will be breezy. And looks like 50s for Tuesday, back up near 60 on Wednesday, and then back down mid-50s on Thursday. So pretty fair to Midland January weather for us here. Let's see. It is. Let me go here and do this. I'm trying to do two things at once here. Let's see. It is 7:22. Let's take a quick commercial break. And then on the other side, we're going to play our interview we had with Andrew Moore from the Roswell Chamber. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Most have heard the story of David defeating Goliath with a sling and a rock. The obvious lesson is that David relied on God's strength, not his own, to win the battle. However, there are other lessons to learn from the story. When Goliath challenges the Israelites, he says this, "Why have you come out to draw up for battle? Am I not a Philistine, and are you not servants of Saul?" Maybe the Israelite soldiers' problem was they were acting like servants of Saul rather than servants of God. They were following the wrong one. In challenging Goliath, David says, once he takes him out, this, "All the earth will know that there is a God in Israel, and that all this assembly may know that the Lord saves not with sword or spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hand." Both in that battle and in the battles through time, God will always prevail. In the midst of the worst, God is still in charge. Sometimes God will put you in a battle empty-handed, so that when you get the victory, you'll know it wasn't you, but him all along.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Garlic has been around for thousands of years and is one of the world's favorite seasonings. Without garlic, most of our food would be dull and boring, kind of like watching C-SPAN. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. If you like to cook and like to grow things, you ought to try growing your own garlic. Come by Roswell Seed Company and we'll show you how. And next August, you'll have fresh, homegrown garlic to make your food taste great and keep the vampires away.
Go Cowboys! This is Dallas Cowboys football 2023.
2nd and 5 at the Detroit 8.
Only heard here.
Snap to Prescott, standing and looking and throwing right.
All season.
Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Sunday afternoon, it's your Cowboys and the Washington Commanders.
Live from FedEx Field.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 1:30, kickoff at 2:30. On your official Dallas Cowboys station, 92.9 The Brand.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us now officially in the studio from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, Andrew Moore, director, back with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry belated Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I know, of course, the Chamber did kind of take a little holiday siesta there.
We did.
But we're back open and ready for 2024.
Absolutely.
And kind of hit the ground running with all the events and things that are coming up here.
In fact, today, this afternoon at 11:30, our chat with Chaves County will be happening at the Chamber. So come on down, even if you haven't RSVP'd. We'll make sure we have plenty of food for everybody.
Good deal, yeah.
And
is Bill Williams going to be the...
He is, and in fact, he also is going to be bringing the finance director and the grant writer for the county. So if you have any questions, please come on down to the Chamber of Commerce today at 11:30.
Sure.
We give you lunch on us, and then you can ask questions of all the things that are going on within the county.
And then, of course, you know, obviously with the finance director and the grant writer, they're going to steer a little bit towards the money side of things. So if you got money-related questions or grant, you know, obviously, put it this way. If you have a skilled grant writer, that's a skill that can go anywhere with you, because grant writing is very meticulous, very...
it's very technical. I've written a handful of grants for different organizations in my lifetime, and they're pretty specific. You can't just write, I need money because... You have to be very specific, very methodical.
And even if your organization is very, very worthy of the money, if that grant isn't written correctly or the it wasn't done to their specifications, even if the cause is so worthy, you're out.
Oh, absolutely.
You're out. So that grant writer, a person that knows how to dot the I's and cross the T's and make a grant perfect.
Yeah,
that is a great skill.
They are worth their weight in gold.
This person might just be someone you want to listen to, because they probably have some good tips, especially if you're a grant writer out there or wanting to be one and you're wanting to know the ins and outs of that. This might be a good person's brain to pick.
Yeah. So come on down. Please come on down. Because we're starting the new year off running, and then next week starts all of our Tuesday programming up again. And we have moved our Good Morning Roswell to Good Afternoon Roswell.
Yeah.
We just started to notice that people since COVID would rather come for lunch than have a breakfast. So next week is Good Afternoon Roswell. So
Perfect.
the city manager and our city officials will be on hand. And of course, we have four brand new city councilors. So I'm in the works of trying to get them to come on down so everybody can be introduced to our new city councilors and get their thoughts and opinions
they're
on
all
going forward.
Sworn in and official now, I think now. So.
On Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Yep. So you'll probably get to meet some of those throughout the course of the lunches with the city here now. So, but I'm guessing this next one probably some of the department heads and things like that too. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's, those are great because it's kind of like last hour we were talking with Tracy and Hope from the Adult Center, and these are those opportunities to learn that there's how much things are available in the city and what's
there really
going on.
is, and so many people complain there's nothing to do. There really is a lot to do in Roswell. There really is.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I have been working on since I've taken over at the chamber is having a true community calendar. And if you've got an event in Roswell and Chaves County, contact us. Let us know. We will put everything on the calendar because
whether you're a chamber member or not. That's
correct.
Yeah, don't think you have to be a chamber member. Now, if you're a chamber member, you better be taking advantage of us and calling and putting your stuff on there.
Exactly, because there's so many more things that we can do for you.
Yeah.
But one of our things that we provide for the entire community is a community calendar. We put all the plays that are going on with Way Off Broadway, with the Community Little Theater. Of course, we have all the meetings for the county commission, school board, city council, all the different committees. So those are the basics that we started with. And then as other organizations contact us, let us know if you're doing a trash pickup event, tomorrow from 3 to 4, let me know. I'll put it on there.
Especially if it's
Anything you've got-
community-based event stuff, where it's benefiting for the public or something for the public's benefit. And please let us know,
Yes.
Like you said, with those cleanup days.
Anything, absolutely anything. Now, of course, if it's a little less family friendly, we are probably not going to put those types of events, but we'll put everything on, because I would rather somebody go and check out our community calendar and go, oh my goodness, there's 25 things to do today.
Yeah. But if your church or your civic organization's having an event, put it on our radar. Tell us about it. Or if your business is having an event, even if it's a grand opening type thing, obviously if you're a chamber member, talk to us here. But if you're not, maybe this is your foot in the door and say, hey, yeah, we'll be happy to let you know about that. But, we'd love to talk to you about some of the other things we can do to help your business grow. But please, whatever it is to make your thing or event better, please consider the chamber as a resource or a tool to help promote it and or maybe even partner with it, depending on, the nature of what you're doing and what maybe it lines up with what we're doing, and we can turn it into a multi-faceted event here.
Exactly. And we have a brand new membership director, Gary Thrine. He has been one of our longtime Redcoats, and he has come in as of November to be our membership director, and he has hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So he is so eager and anxious to get out and meet everybody in town.
He's so good at welcoming people that we made it a paid gig for him.
Exactly. Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah, it's kind of what it is. He's been a long time and still is a Redcoat.
Yes.
And involved with that, but we're like, well, let's take
bring
that
you in
to our level. And so now he's been our membership coordinator for the last month or so here and doing a great job. And if you have not seen Gary in your businesses
You will
soon.
Whether you're a member or not, because he will be hitting everybody up, and he's got his list. We've taken that time through the holiday season, and so he's going to be out there, and we're just excited to have him on there.
Absolutely, yeah. He's a great asset to us and a great human being too.
He really is. He's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Sit down and talk with him, and you learn a lot of things.
Yeah, but please get involved. Yeah. We got stuff, and so if you've got events, if you got things, let us know. We'll definitely hit them up on our community calendar and our social medias and all the the different ways we get things out to people.
Correct.
Here.
And of course, if you're a member, there's so many other tools that we have at our disposal to be able to help our members. So of course, today, chat with Chaves County, and then starting next week, back on the Tuesday schedule with Good Morning Roswell. Then the third Tuesday of every month is the Sheriff's Luncheon, and we wrap up the month every month with our education panel. And we've traditionally been having Brian Luck, Superintendent for RISD, Major General Grizzle with NMMI, and Dr. Sean Powell with Eastern New Mexico University Roswell campus. But we are not limited to only those three. If
Some of our private schools love to see your administrators come and be a part of it.
Or our Valley schools like Arthur Dexter Hagerman.
Absolutely.
If you're a homeschool representative, please come and let me know that you're out there and that you're interested. We'll get you in the mix, because the whole purpose of that last luncheon of the month is to highlight everything with education.
And even like our local schools that aren't in Roswell. And what I mean by that is like your ENMU Portales.
Yes.
Your maybe New Mexico Tech, if you're listening and you're representatives from one of these other state schools that would love to be a part of this.
I would love to have those representatives, because then you can explain, somebody's going to have a child or a grandchild or a niece or a nephew that's getting ready to go on to higher ed.
New Mexico
Who are
State,
you? What do you
whatever.
do? And why would my child be a fit?
Sure.
I've got 2 college students nowadays, and it's pretty interesting to see how different they are. They're only a year and a half apart, but to see how different the personalities are and what they're into.
Well, and you look at, because obviously ENMU's here in Roswell and things, but, New Mexico State, Cruces, obviously UNM, but then they're now it's the Community College of the Southwest down in Carlsbad, which was formerly part of New Mexico State. Now it's its own college. So there's other higher learning institutions within our local region, and if you want representation at this, please reach out to Andrea here, and we'll definitely
be
love
more
to have
than
you.
happy to get you looped in and on the schedule.
Yeah.
So that's what we've got going on, and of course we're into 2024, which means start looking for all of our information for Rise with Roswell. That will be happening the middle of March.
Which will happen quicker than you realize.
Yes. So if you'd like to be a sponsor, or you've traditionally been a sponsor, please, once again, contact us at the office. We'd love to get you in. If you know somebody that is in the agricultural entertainment area, and you think that they would be a great fit for Rise with Roswell, we are right now in the middle of going through all of our ideas.
The hunt for a guest speaker. And
Exactly.
all that. Yeah.
And I'm always amazed at how many really good people and talent is out there.
Absolutely.
So we're always looking for somebody that's unique, interesting.
And if you're not familiar, Rise of Roswell is our yearly salute to our farmers and ranchers.
Correct.
To the people that put food on our table and put, this is, kids, your food does not come from the grocery store.
Correct.
There's other places.
As Candy Azell has always told me, and I love this about Candy, she goes, all right, who here in this room is part of ag?
Yeah.
And of course, you don't see very many hands. And she goes, do you eat?
Yeah.
Yes. If you eat, you're part of ag.
Yeah.
You should come
You're
out
the end
to our
product.
Rise with Roswell agricultural breakfast.
Absolutely.
It does start early. It does start at 6 a.m.
It is farmer and rancher hours.
But my kids love it because they can go have a really good breakfast and then still go off to school
You're done
and
by
enjoy the day.
7 or so there.
That's right.
7:30, and you get a great guest speaker. And the only part that stinks is it's early in the morning, because
that's right.
That's farmers' times. But as we get closer, we'll have more information. But now's the time if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to reserve your table for the event.
Correct. If you want to be a part of this event in any way, shape, or form, contact us at the chamber, either myself or Gary. We would love to make sure we've got you.
It's always a great breakfast. We always have great people that support and provide the food and everything, and we have great guest speakers.
Because I always feel like at the end of the event, there's, we should have had that one last sponsor or that one last person we should have reached out to.
Yeah.
So, if we haven't reached out to you for some reason, contact us.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that we're trying to snub anybody. It just means that maybe we don't know you exist yet.
Well, if you eat it or wear it, odds are pretty good. You're a part of the
That's right.
ag-
So come be a part of that. And then we've got legislative session that's starting next week, if I can remember correctly.
20, what is it? 20.
Because it's starting pretty quick. It is a 30-day session because we're on an even year, which means it is a shortened session.
I want to say it's like 2 or 3 weeks away. I just don't remember.
Yeah,
the exact
it's coming
date.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
And so we will be going to session a couple of times to go advocate for our community. Of course, Leadership Roswell goes every year to go do one of their classes to meet the elected officials, see how Santa Fe works, and participate.
If they get to do like everything, they usually get to go to the governor's mansion. They
Correct.
go to the Supreme Court. They go. That's if they get to do everything. But usually there are things going on that day that 1 or 2 of those events.
Inevitably, something happens. We'll have a nice, beautiful agenda for 2 days.
Yeah.
And inevitably, something will happen. And it's like, oh, well, sorry.
And
this thing happened. We couldn't avoid it.
And to be honest, because this is a 30-day and not a 60-day, that increases the odds of that happening.
Correct.
Because 60 days a little more leisure, especially if you're going the first 30 days of the 60-day. It's a little bit more slower paced.
Correct.
But the 30-day, they ain't got time for all that.
They go.
Yeah, they hit the ground running, and it goes the entire 30 days. So if something's going on in the Supreme Court that day, they just may not be able to accommodate you. Or the governor's got something going on, and they just can't accommodate you. That does happen from time to time.
And it's not a personal stab at Leadership Roswell. They're very well known, well respected.
Absolutely.
And so all of our officials, all of our people up in Santa Fe love to see our Leadership Roswell
But we're
group.
hoping this year nothing, like this will be the first time that everything's back to normal as
Correct.
far as, limited on where they can go.
And
where
so
we
far,
can do
I haven't heard of us hitting any road bumps with that.
Good.
And so we're putting on the finishing touches this week, making sure we have enough rooms, all of that stuff for our
Everybody
group.
stay healthy, so don't make us bust out masks and all that.
Yeah,
stuff
correct.
Because that'll handcuff everything.
Oh, absolutely. So just wash your hands. Don't touch your face.
That's right.
If you're sick, stay home. Just normal things. And then, of course, in April, we are bringing back our legislative recap luncheon, where we will be inviting all of our elected officials for this area. So not just Roswell and Chaves County, but all of southeastern and kind of southern New Mexico.
Some of your state senators and state
Correct.
representatives.
All of
that
anybody that is ready, willing, and able to come to give an update what just happened in the 30 days, because we have some really good elected officials, and they all kind of have an area of expertise or an area that they really focus on.
Passion projects kind
Correct.
of thing.
And so, you'll have a certain elected official that'll tell you all about ag. You'll have another official all about oil and gas. Somebody else to talk to you about what happened with education, what has happened with law enforcement and, health, welfare, and safety. And then, of course, they do come together and go, okay, here was our passion project as a collective. Here are the things that we've done. And then, of course, they all get capital outlay money.
Yeah, find out what funded and what didn't get funded.
Exactly. And they'll explain that, too. Why is, the money going to this project over here to Project A and not Project B?
Yeah.
Or why did we pull it together and we're going to Project Z instead of this other stuff?
For folks that have ever listened to me and County Manager Bill Williams talk on we've talked about capital outlay quite a few times on that. And basically how each city and county, municipality, they create a list of projects that they would like the state to fund, and they have to meet certain criteria about the benefit, and then basically you kind of prioritize. And so like your more important things are generally at the top of the list. Things that would be nice but not necessarily kind of are at the bottom of the list.
Correct.
And what happens is you hope to get a couple of those items on your list checked off. And then you can move up next year other lesser important items.
And just because your item is, not number one, your number one project doesn't always get funded.
Sure.
There have been times that our elected officials will go, you know what? We're going to actually fund number 5 on the list. Typically, they do try to do your top, 1, 2, 3s.
Sure.
But sometimes they go, I don't have the monies, the funds to be able to help you with project number 1.
Sure.
But we can help you with project number 4.
Or they could say to you, okay, you want $1 million. I can only give you $500,000. Will that still help you? You
Correct.
know what I mean? And can you fit the bill for the rest
Correct.
of it?
And they try to really work with all of our cities, municipalities, counties to get those projects done. Because as we all know, there's certain things. There's roads that need to be improved. There's infrastructure that needs to be improved. And how do all of these cities, municipalities, counties do it? Because they can't fund it fully on their own. That's where the state comes in and goes, you know what, we'll help you out.
And generally, there's kind of what I've noticed in the past is if they're projects that are more involved in the health and safety of the public, those will generally get prioritized versus more that are dealing with just common or better lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, roads and infrastructure tends to get taken first and not a Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Not saying that doesn't happen, but they're like saying, well, look, I get the park, but maybe we should focus on
Correct. Let's get
first.
you to the park before we take care of the park.
So, but that's kind of the capital, and so that's those debates go on.
And so that is the purpose of our legislative recap, and that will be happening in April. Hopefully by the next time I come in, I'll have solid dates because we just want to make sure venues are available and our people are available before I start saying, oh, come on X date.
Yep, absolutely.
Because there's nothing worse than going, we're going to be there April 1st, and then it's April 19th.
Well, good news is we got a few months between now and then, so
Correct.
we'll cement that down and get it.
But all of that information will start being flooded out into the ether. You'll start seeing our emails, social media, anywhere that we can possibly post all of that information, it'll get out there.
Absolutely. You want to talk a little bit about because now we're in the new year. Want to remind folks that we're doing business after hours, things like that again.
As always, business after hours. If you are a member, that is one of our member specific.
That's a perk.
Perk that we do for our members. If you are a member or you have a business that's getting ready to open, we would love to highlight you. So that is the purpose of our business after hours. That you contact us, we get our red coats to come out, we get the community to your business, and we highlight you. You get to show off whether it's a new addition, whether you're a brand new business, or, for example, right before we went to the holiday break in our office, we had Hippie Chicks celebrating their 20 years of being open. So we had a huge party, business after hours with Terry and her crew at Hippie Chicks. So if you just want a reason to have a party, business after hours is perfect. We come in, we start business after hours at 5:00. We're done by 6:30. So an hour and a half. And if you want to continue to party after that, then totally up to you. But we will make sure that our red coats are there from 5 to 6:30. Typically, you as the business will provide a couple of door prizes, and we get the community out there. It's a great way for the community to network as well, because you get to see make new friends, see old friends. Everybody.
Usually the people that come to participate will bring $1 in a business card.
Correct.
And they'll usually, that's another drawing they'll do. And at the end of the night, they'll draw from the business cards, and the business card drawn will win the money and all the business cards.
And at Terry's business after hours, I believe the cash prize was about $75.
Not too shabby.
So 75 people throwing in $1.
That's a nice Christmas present for somebody there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's kind of, it ebbs and flows to each one. But the idea is for you to show off your business and show off, your facilities and your product and the things that you do. And for the rest of us, it's a chance to not only learn about that, we come and network and talk and, and next thing, hey, let's set up a meeting for next week to talk about that or whatever it is.
Of course, we've got our red coats, which once again are a perk for our members.
They're the ambassadors that kind of make us.
If you've got a grand opening, a ribbon cutting, right before we went into the holidays, for example, Steel Depot just opened a brand new building as part of their facility. So we did a big ribbon cutting, and they showed off their big, beautiful building and all of the new things and additions that they can do out there. So, those are perks specifically, and all you have to do is call us. Typically, we do our business after hours on Thursdays because we've noticed most people's calendars tend to be pretty open on Thursdays, but we are not limited to Thursday.
Sure. If you have a special occasion or something that falls on a different date, no worries.
Well, like Terry with Hippie Chicks.
That was on a Monday,
Her
if I remember
20th
right.
anniversary fell on a Monday.
Yeah.
And she had contacted us, and she goes, if I have to do it on Thursday, I will, but my actual anniversary is this date. Yeah, of course. If it's open, if my red coats are ready, willing, and able to do it, we are happy to show up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So please, again, if you're a chamber member, reach out to us and say if that's a possibility or something
and
you
if
want to do
you're
for your
not a
business.
chamber member, you should be, because this is just, 2 examples of what we can do for you.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's another, and but look for more of those here in 2024.
Absolutely.
And of course, as a chamber member, you're going to see more. We also, because we talk about learning about with the mayor and with the city, but sometimes they also have one of those kinds of sessions that are for businesses, and it's a session on learning how to handle HR, the new HR stuff, or handle with these times and leave and all this stuff that in the last year or two these rules have been
our
made.
lunch and learns
Stuff
we're
they
getting
kinda learned
short
in
up
that.
because you do need to know some of these new rules and regulations. If you are a business that has, I think it's 17 people or more, there's certain things you have to do versus a business that has 2 or 3 employees that you're not required to do certain things. And I'm learning every day those different regulations.
But we have experts that come in and offer sessions from time to time that teach things
and
like that.
if you are an expert in something that you think, hey, everybody needs to know this, once again, contact us. We'd love to get you highlighted.
And think about this terms, we're the chamber, because we have all businesses. We have your major corporations, your internationally known businesses.
Yes.
To the two people mom and pop business.
That's right around the corner from our store. Absolutely.
We have members that are both, and they all serve each other. Whereas, our bigger corporations, they don't need so much money for marketing and advertisement. They got that covered, but they need goodwill. They need to establish in communities and say that they're part of the community.
And they want to network with the smaller businesses when there are things going on. They want to help.
So we're that conduit for them. Whereas the mom and pops, the folks that are literally, they have a passion for their product and that's about it here. We can help you guys with the other side, that the part that you got in and you're like, look, I don't have the money to spend $500 a month on advertising or any of that kind of stuff. That's where the chamber can say, you know what, we can
help you
circumnavigate some of that, help you with that, get you alternatives to market your business in ways that don't cost you $500 a month to do that.
We help use our resources to help you become the best that you possibly can be.
On the other side, too, when you need to know some of these rules and regulations and things, and you're like, wait a minute, I got to do what now for these employees? But I only got 2 of them. What am I mean? And
exactly.
We can be that resource to help you make sure you're in compliance with those kinds of things.
Oh, absolutely.
We can find that information, help you get it.
And I don't know everything, and I can't tell you how many times I'm like, I have not been asked that question yet. And I take your name and phone number or your email. I go find the information and get back with you.
And that's where we can also do that for networking of businesses.
Exactly.
Like if you have a little downtown event here, well, more of our little businesses can partner together for that. If obviously if they're all selling widget X, then it might be a problem. But when they got their own little, one does food, one does, boutique stuff, one does jewelry, whatever it is. I mean,
exactly. How do you partner together? Because I sell hamburgers, you sell sodas, and the guy next door sells alien widgets. Hey, let's get together and have a party.
Absolutely.
And then we all benefit.
That's what the chamber does. So, if you're not a chamber member,
you should be. You're missing out.
And another thing that we always like to say too is if you do business in Chaves County,
even if you're not located in Chaves County, you should be a member.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So even though you don't have a physical building in Chaves County,
if you are doing business in Chaves County in Roswell, you should be a member, because you are only going to continue to help your community in which you are doing commerce, but then we can continue to help everybody within our community as well. And just because our name is Roswell Chamber of Commerce does not mean that we only help those within the boundaries of Roswell. We will help anybody within the boundaries of our community, which is Chaves County, and a lot of times even beyond.
Eddie, Lee,
if you need help, we are here to serve.
Well, the thing is, a lot of our counties down here share a lot of the same.
Absolutely, there is a lot of overlap.
Yeah, so it always works together to help out and benefit each other, especially when we get into more regional or statewide issues. Let's face it, a lot of the counties down here are on an island on most things that the rest of the state are dealing with.
Oh, absolutely. We are completely different.
Yeah.
You cross I-40, and we are two different worlds a lot of times.
So there's strength in numbers.
Yes.
So a lot of times we're working hand in hand with Hobbs and Artesia and Carlsbad. And
absolutely, because we all have the same vested interests.
Yeah.
We all want what's best for our communities and for our citizens and for ourselves, quite frankly. I don't have small children anymore. I have big and medium-sized kids, but I want my kids to come back. My son goes to school out of state.
Yeah, some of them are at the point where they're now picking their path on where
They
they're
are,
going.
and I would love for my son to finish school, go see the world, and then come back. I would love to see my son come back, my daughter come back
I think
to the
most
community.
kids, and I can't say all kids, but I'm going to say most kids, at some point they hit that place where they want to see the world and be independent for a minute.
And you should, and I encourage it.
Absolutely. But the thing is, we want to, so when they that phase ends, and they're like, man, I just want to go, you want them to come back home rather than say, oh, I'm going to establish
I want your
roots
root.
here.
Come back to these roots. Why come back home?
Take those assets you have and bring them back to the home community.
And I'm doing my little part to be that.
Yeah.
For not just my children, but for everybody. Why Roswell? Because we really are fantastic. We are great. And what can we do as a community to say, you know what? Go sow your wild oats.
Right.
Go see the world. But then when you really want to come back and start your family, come to Roswell.
Yeah.
We have so much more to offer than a lot of other places.
Absolutely. Well,
And I'm talking from experience, because I have experienced a lot of the country and a lot of the world.
I grew up in the East. I grew up
love
in Maryland,
Roswell.
the D.C. area, and it's different than growing up here.
Yes.
It took me a while to get used to people saying hi to each other and all. Like you don't do that in D.C. You just don't randomly say hi to people in D.C. because they thinking, what do you want from me? What do you do? You know what I mean? That's, when we walk up and down the streets downtown here, and not everybody, but you're like, hey, how's it going? Hey,
People just wave at you driving down the street, and
that is foreign.
My kids are always like, "Who's that?" I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just somebody being friendly.
That is foreign on the East Coast. New York City,
it's foreign in
DC,
a lot of
and big cities. Yeah, it's foreign.
I grew up just outside of Denver, and it was kind of the same thing. My town was a little more friendly, but Denver's not that way.
To live smart in those cities, you keep your head down and mind your business. And
That's right.
That's what you do. And
our cost of living is fantastic.
Yeah.
I've got friends that live in Denver, and we talk different things, and they go, oh my gosh, you live out in the country, you have land, you have a nice house. And for what I paid for that here in Roswell, I have friends that are living in condos that have literally 2 feet of grass on the side of their house, not even a front yard or a backyard, and they are happy to have that.
Oh, yeah. I know people back in those cities that, they live in 700 square feet and they pay $3,000 a month for it.
Exactly. And think about what $3,000 a month gets you here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're kind of living in a palace at that point.
Yeah, you're living in the Taj Mahal here at $3,000 a month. There you get 700 feet.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a different world. It just is.
But if once again, I cannot stress enough today, 11:30, chat with Chaves County.
Yes.
We're going to have the finance director, the grant writer, as well as Bill Williams, our county manager. Come down 11:30.
Yeah,
We're going to
just come.
have
If you'd like
hot,
to call an
fresh
RSVP this morning before, that would
you
don't
can.
have to.
You don't have to.
Just come on
show
down.
up.
Yeah.
575-623-5695. Come on down if you want to be a member. We'd love to have you be a member.
Absolutely.
If you've got an event in the area, call us, contact us. We'd love to get it put out.
Absolutely.
And like I said, Happy New Year. We're ready to hit the ground running, and all of our programming starts back up today.
That's right. Happy 2024.
That's
get
right.
involved
Woohoo!
and get active here and be an active part in making your businesses grow.
That's right.
So good deal. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We will see you here in a couple weeks. And
All right.
Don't work too hard.
Never.
Yeah. Now
Always.
I just tell people I work hard at not working hard. I work hard at trying to get out of it.
It depends on the day.
That's right. I kid, of course. All right. It is 9:51. Let's get you in the news. Quick break before the kids.
Highlighting all the great things to do in Carlsbad. In addition to learning more about the city, participants who visited several sites were entered into a drawing to win $500. The drawing has taken place now. The winner of the contest is the Jennings family from Graham, Texas. The Jennings family played the app-based hunt while visiting Carlsbad last summer during the 100-year celebration. A major rehab project on North Atkinson Avenue in East Roswell will continue with work starting Monday. The pavement and waterline work between Cherry Street and East College Boulevard is expected to take about 6 months. It's scheduled to be finished by the 4th of July. The project also includes improvements to some limited sections of sidewalks, curbs, and gutters, and ADA ramps. During the section of the project, North Atkinson will need to be closed to through traffic between East 5th Street and East College Boulevard. Again, that starts Monday. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Hiring in government, along with construction and healthcare, led the way. Station's employers added 216,000 jobs last month.
In the latest sign that the American job market remains resilient, even in the face of sharply higher interest rates, the Labor Department says December's job gain exceeded the 173,000 that were added in November. The unemployment rate was unchanged at 3.7%, the 23rd straight month that joblessness has remained below 4%. Despite the low unemployment and cooling inflation, polls show that many Americans remain dissatisfied with the economy.
And that's correspondent Jeremy House. For the fourth time in 3 months, Secretary of State Blinken is headed to the Middle East. In advance of his visit, the BBC's Wira Davis in Jerusalem says that Israel's military chief is outlining his country's post-war vision for Gaza.
Talk of the day after in Gaza has led to deep disagreement in Israel. Israel's Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has now published a four-corner plan. With Israel retaining overall security control, a multinational force would take charge of rebuilding Gaza after the widespread destruction of Israeli bombing. Neighbouring Egypt would also have an unspecified role to play under Gallant's plan. But, says the minister, it is Palestinians who live in Gaza and they will be responsible for running it on the condition they're not hostile towards Israel nor operate against it.
Authorities not discussing a motive in yesterday's school shooting in Perry, Iowa. Police say the suspect, 17-year-old, took his own life after killing a 6th grader and wounding 5 people, including the Perry High School principal. Watching Wall Street, stocks modestly higher. The Dow is up 55 points. The Nasdaq ahead 51. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
To 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word faith to 989898, and you're going to be blessed by taking action right now.
A team of transportation safety officials searching for a voice recorder from the Japan Airlines jet collided with a Japanese Coast Guard plane earlier this week at the airport in Tokyo.
6 experts from the Japan Transport Safety Board have walked through the mangled debris of the Airbus A350-90 lying on the runway, searching for the voice data recorder. The team has so far secured both the flight and voice data recorders from the Coast Guard's Bombardier Dash 8 and a flight data recorder from the JAL plane to find out what happened in the last few minutes before Tuesday's fatal collision. Meanwhile, JAL has started using heavy machinery to remove some of the debris for storage in a hangar. Way to reopen. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
South Korea says North Korea has launched artillery shells near the rival's tense sea boundary, violating a 2018 military agreement. Townhall.com. Crib cam videos helping solve the mystery of sudden unexplained childhood deaths.
Hayden Fell had several fever-induced seizures, but always bounced back until the night the 17-month-old passed away in his crib. His father, Justin Fell.
It was a repaired spinal.
Researchers at NYU's Langone Health analyzed 7 videos of toddlers that died and spotted in 5 cases small movements deemed seizures.
Discussed and known.
Dr. Oren Davinsky is the lead author of the small study, now published in the journal Neurology. I'm Jennifer King.
A slow-speed collision of 2 New York City subway trains yesterday. More than 20 people suffered minor injuries. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yes, sir.
Made it to Friday. Shortened week.
Oh, where's my bell?
The bell.
There you go.
Bell's been quiet. There it is. But happy Friday. Short week, but still feels like a long week. After
did.
all said and done.
That's right. It mealed like a long week.
It did. Like the first half was going quick.
Served like a short week, mealed like a long week.
But somewhere around Wednesday, it slowed down.
Well, what it is, when you start on a Tuesday, you automatically feel you have the catch-up syndrome, so you have to kind of get caught up a little bit. But when Wednesday hits, you just feel like it's the middle of the week So the rest of the week just feels like a normal week.
Yeah.
Thursday feels like Thursday and Friday feels like Friday.
And
it's shorter, but it just doesn't feel that way.
And it's and for me in my world, because my wife is off this week,
right?
It just makes the routine feel a little different. Not bad, just different.
Just
you know, it's kind of nice because sometimes I'm like, oh, well, my wife's home for lunch now. I got we get somebody, you know what I mean. That's different, but it's different than the routine,
right?
So it kind of throws it just throws off my whole. Just feels weird. And the fact that it's kind of rainy this week, and it was like cloudy like all day yesterday.
Yeah,
that really messed up my internal clock a little bit for some reason. It just made this week just feel very cattywampus.
It's been like a holding week. Like even before we got on the air, I was like, wait, is this the second Saturday? It's not. It's the first Saturday.
I'm like, is it February yet? I don't even know. But it is officially the first Friday of 2024. Yes. Happy Friday to you.
Somebody posted a meme. It was like, now watch, we'll wake up, or we're 5 days in. Now watch, we'll wake up tomorrow. It's July 20th.
That's right. Well, that's pretty much how it is. Like we'll be talking about graduation here in a minute. You know what I mean? It's just gonna.
It's that vicious cycle.
Yeah, it is. I think it's just life goes by fast and we get old.
I've been answering the questions like this with the phrase, well, time is a fickle construct. Because, I mean, if you think about it, really it is. Like, what feels like a long week to you could be like the quickest week in the world to somebody who's dreading something this weekend.
That's true. It's funny. I was I watched an episode of The Big Bang Theory last night. It was the one where Sheldon and the gang go to talk to this physicist who lives like in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. And he's like uber smart because he's a physicist, but he's like not in touch with like life.
Those dudes are usually reclusive,
not in touch with life.
Kind of eccentric.
And it was kind of very much, and he started talking, like the guys got creeped out and left while the guy was hunting for dinner. And he came back and he goes, they left. I can't believe that they didn't tell me they were leaving. Or wait, maybe they've already came and gone. Maybe they hadn't come yet. I need to get ready because he's like his time. Because his physicist. He's like time's a construct.
That's
like
the thing. When you start looking at things from that angle, you break your brain.
Yeah, and so he was literally doing what you're saying.
The smartest people in the world are walking around with broken brains.
Yeah,
because they went ahead and broke them.
Yeah, sometimes you think too much, and that's part of our human problem.
That is true.
Sometimes a pear's just a pear.
I will say there are some things that you approach in life that leave you with just so many questions.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Last night I had dinner with a friend and we ended up watching a show that's been on Netflix for a while. And the show it's the beginning of the questions for me.
Okay.
Because the show stars Tony Danza and Josh Groban as detectives.
What?
Yeah,
is this a real show?
It's called The Good Cop, and it's on Netflix. Yeah, it's been out for a while. So
how have I missed this?
When I was sitting there watching this, I'm like, I swear if I didn't know any better, that's Josh Groban. And my Misty's like, that is Josh Groban. I'm like, oh, why is he here? What? There's no singing involved. I mean, I know he's an actor too, but.
Yeah.
And of course, and I was waiting for it like halfway through the first episode.
Doesn't he play Josh Groban in everything he acts in?
Well, yeah, pretty much, but a funnier version of Josh Groban. But halfway through the episode, and I was waiting for it too, they call Tony Danza's character Tony.
No.
Because of course they do. I don't think he's ever been in anything that his name wasn't Tony.
Well, that's kind of,
He's like, I won't answer to anything but my real name.
So is it any good?
Okay, it held my attention.
Because I'm not going to lie. I want to. You said something. You had me at Tony Danza, to be honest.
Procedural crime drama. Okay.
You had me at Tony Danza detective. I'm like, what?
And that's the thing. That's what held me. I was like, where is this gonna go? But Josh Groban's character plays this by the books. I don't even steal sugar packets detective.
Okay.
Who in the first episode is accused of a murder because his bullets, the bullets that are issued to him, were found in the victim.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I'll leave it because I don't
so
want to
in my
spoil
head,
it,
Josh Groban. So in my head, I feel like Tony Danza's Mel Gibson,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and Josh Groban's Danny Glover.
Is Danny Glover? Yeah, you're kind of exactly spot on with that. He gets.
All right, I got it.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if it's it is father and son. That's the other thing. Is Josh Groban is Tony Danza's son.
Oh,
and there's a
twist.
There's a scene in it where like he's obviously Tony Danza's character is a crooked cop.
Okay,
because like he goes he's getting arrested. And he's like, honestly, I got more friends in here than I do out there.
You know what? Now I'm starting to think it's more like a movie that I can't remember the name of, but it came out in the 80s, and it starred Clint Eastwood and Charlie Sheen. And Clint Eastwood is like the veteran grizzled cop.
Well, of course.
And Charlie Sheen's like the rookie that is by the book, straight-laced, that kind of he indoctrinates into the detective hood. I can't remember the name of the movie. I don't think it was a hit. It was probably a flop.
The Rookie?
The Rookie. That's the movie. I remember watching that movie.
It also starred a young Raul Julia.
Raul Julia? Was he a bad guy? Probably.
Probably. With that face, probably.
You're lucky I remembered the parts I remembered. It was it's a pretty obscure movie.
Right. But yeah, it was interesting. I will say the first episode, it did feel very long. Like, I'm not sure if the first one was like an hour and a half or more, but it kind of drug on a bit. But it was interesting.
I think I want to see what's going on there.
The twist, I think it only aired for one season back in like 2018, but it's still there.
Rightly so.
Right. But the twist was, I mean, I didn't see the twist coming when they kind of.
So have you seen the whole season of it?
No, we literally just watched the first episode.
I want to know, and this is going to be the reason if I watch it or not.
Is there any singing?
Is it an ending?
Oh, is there?
Like, I don't want them to leave me hanging with a cliffhanger, and we don't know what happens to Tony and Josh, because that would be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're not going to finish that story at this point.
Right.
I would think so. So they had to button it up for me to be happy.
The good news is it's a procedural show, so basically every episode is its own
independent
story.
of itself.
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay,
so
you don't need to know the whole backstory.
Not necessarily.
Although I want to know Tony's backstory and Josh's for that matter.
His name is Tony. In everything he's ever been in.
Is he a boxer too?
No, but that's the other funny thing is whenever you're watching something with Tony Danza, like the whole time you're just like, he's a Golden Gloves boxer, you know that, right?
That's right.
Like we're just spouting facts.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's Tony.
And then every now and again, breaking out into a "Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza."
Does any of the cast
Who's the boss?
like Alicia? Do they make cameos?
They do
like
not.
Is there an Alyssa Milano cameo or what's her name? Judith Light? Is that her name?
At least not in episode 1.
Yeah,
they did not. But
I think that's her name. Judith Light. That was the.
I'd love to see a nice Judith Light cameo. What's she been up to?
I saw her in a movie like 10 years ago. It was.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago.
I know, but that's the best I got.
That's closer range than I got.
And she kind of played, and I don't remember the movie or the show, but she kind of played like a pushy business executive type. I just don't remember what it was.
I mean, I know that one of the cast is no longer with us, but they could do a reunion.
Then again, I might be mixing it up with Murphy Brown. I kind of mix them two up sometimes.
Yeah.
Judith Light and Murphy Brown.
Yeah, well, and I think the last thing I saw her in was the reboot of Murphy Brown, honestly.
I could be wrong now that I think about it. Maybe it was Murphy Brown I saw, not Judith Light.
Candace Bergen. She's a lot more active in stuff these
Although
days.
she hasn't done nothing about 10 years either.
That's true.
Either, so.
That's true. I was just as shocked when I learned Fran Drescher was the head of the SAG.
Yeah,
SAG after.
that's what she's been doing for the last 20 years, I guess,
know.
after the nanny. Which, by the way, and we got to get our interview going, but by the way, one of those channels, like Access or one of these, they show marathons of the nanny on occasion. Like, I'll be flipping through the channels, and next thing you know, I see like hours of the nanny just there available.
There are some shows
watch.
that it's like, why does so much of that occupy my brain? Like, why do I know the entirety of the nanny theme song?
Yeah.
I shouldn't, but I do.
Why can't I watch like Small Wonder on like Prime or something?
You got to go digging for that.
I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, we're busting out the nanny. Why can't we bust out Small Wonder?
If you want the real treasures, you got to dig for them.
That's right, Webster. Why can't I go back and watch Webster?
I'm not going to make a joke about digging for Webster. All right? It's too soon.
Fortunately, I'm run out of things to say, and we have. I haven't, but we do have guests. So, first, big thank you to McDonald's. They sponsor the show each and every Friday and provide us with delicious breakfast treats. Do not hesitate to swing on by any of your McDonald's. Download that app if you haven't already. You should. I've been telling you for years to do it. If you don't have the app, download it. Start ordering. You can get discounts, deals, rewards for free food, exclusive items that are only available through the app. it's good to download the app. So download that app today. All right, we got the folks in the Roswell Communal Theater going to join us here in just a minute. But first, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. We have low pressure clearing out of the area, so we get sunshine. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-50s, maybe a little bit breezy. Overnight, a few lingering clouds down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine on Saturday. A little bit cooler, though, right around 50 on the high. Clear for Saturday night. Sunday looks sunny and warmer, upper 50s and breezy. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 36 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds are calm at the moment. Today, partly cloudy this morning, although it looks mostly cloudy at the moment. This was supposed to clear off here and will become sunny for the day. Expect a high of 54 with west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 30. West winds at around 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny, highs near 50. Winds will be breezy out of the north, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 20. Northwest winds back down to about 5 miles per hour. Sunday, another Sunday, sunny and breezy day. Sunny skies, partly cloudy. 57 with south winds 5 to 10 in the morning, 15 to 20 for Sunday afternoon. Mostly cloudy Sunday night, overnight low of 31, and we're looking at a 30% chance at some rain and snow showers for the afternoon on Monday. Otherwise, partly cloudy, 42 and breezy. So we'll see there. Of course, with a high of 42, I think it's more of the rain variety than the snow variety, but we'll see here. Before we take a quick commercial break, would like to invite you to ring in the new year at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires here in Roswell. Now through January 7th, you don't have much time to take advantage of this, so hurry in and save $140 on Michelin tires after mail-in rebate, plus up to $25 to $100 savings on Goodyear tires after mail-in rebate. Big O Tires is more than just tires, too. They offer services for brakes, batteries, shocks, struts, oil changes, alignments, and more. Stop in for their healthy car special right now for just $29.95. That includes an oil change, alignment check, as well as free tire rotation, brake inspection, windshield wiper fluid top off, and more. You can get all that for only $29.95. Big O Tires wants to keep you safe on the roads. That's why they offer a free multi-point inspection with every single service they do. Big O Tires offers multiple financing options, so if you need to get sets of tires into finance, they've got multiple financing options for any situation. Big O Tires is locally owned and operated right here in Roswell. Visit bigotires.com to schedule an appointment or stop by your locally owned Big O Tires here in Roswell today. Big O Tires, the team you trust. All right, quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with the Roswell Community Little Theater. Don't go away.
The Fergalicious boys can keep you hot this winter. Fergalicious. Oh yeah, it's getting cold out there, and Fergie's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep things hot in your home. They can come by and winterize your pipes and check your insulation, and you know they'll do it with nothing but love. Oh yeah, baby. Call the Fergalicious boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating at 622-2660. When you need it hot, Fergie's is on the job. Fergalicious.
Ring in the new year at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires. Now through January 7th, save up to $140 on select sets of tires after mail-in rebate. Also, take advantage of our Winter Healthy Car Special for just $29.95. The savings won't last, so make an appointment online or visit your local Roswell Big O Tires today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. But everyone's story is different. So the question is, how will you tell yours? Behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, mower, or Gator utility vehicle. Run with us and start telling your story today.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Community Little Theater. Well, Denise is back with us, but usually you're wearing a band booster hat.
That's true. I normally have my band mom hat and my cowbell.
But now she has her thespian hat on today.
I'm
It's
theater-
invisible.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm theater Denise
The
today.
Theater Denise, but Denise Samuels and Dan Coleman back. Well, Dan always with us with his Roswell Community Little Theater hat.
Yes,
here.
sir. You
good morning.
got it.
How are
Good
y'all
morning.
doing today? Happy New Year.
Happy New
Year.
Good deal. Well, you guys had a pretty good 2023, I think. You guys were, as far as the community theater, I mean, almost every month there was plays or some kind of event happening at the community little theater, and guess what? 2024 is no different.
That's right. More of the same.
There you go. And repeat.
And repeat.
Yes.
Exactly. And so we are 4 days into January, or 5 days into January here, and we're about a week away from the next Roswell Community Little Theater production.
Yes,
here.
opening night,
Yeah.
Friday, January 12th.
That's right. The Savannah Sipping Society. I almost wanted to say tea in there for some reason. Like, no, there's no tea.
What they're drinking is not tea.
That's
They might be spilling it, but they ain't drinking
There you go. That's right. Look at him.
I see what you did there. I like
did a play
that.
off the kids there.
Yes, you did. That's awesome.
But so I'm gonna guess it's going to be a comedy, but think of it as the Southern Belle, the Savannah, kind of that mint julep-y type atmosphere here.
No.
No? Okay. So when I hear Savannah Sipping Society, I think of Gone with the Wind and all
You
that
think
kind
like
of.
Pinkies
Yeah,
Up, right?
like
Yeah,
I
no.
declare and all that.
These
kind of
aren't
thing.
quite those ladies.
A lot of fanning and I do declare and all that.
There is a lot of fanning. It's hot in Savannah this time of year.
It is.
true.
There is a fan, yes.
Although they
but-
don't do any good because it's so muggy in Savannah. Like it's just
for
We're just
sure.
moving
There's
around
no
the hot,
respite.
muggy air.
Yeah,
That's
air
Right.
conditioning is your only respite in there. But so give us a spill the tea. Give us a little background on what the Savannah Sipping Society. Give us just a kind of what was set the tone for the play here.
Sure. So the main theme of the play is friendship.
Okay.
And one of my favorite lines in the play, and we've put it on our posters, is "It's never too late to make new old friends."
Ah.
And the story is based on these 4 women, all from kind of different walks of life.
Okay.
Probably wouldn't normally be friends.
Okay.
That's true.
So not necessarily like your Southern Belles and things that you
no.
would think of Savannah Sipping Society. They just happen to be 4 ladies that happen to be in Savannah.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
And they 3 of them meet at a yoga class.
Okay.
That they were like, oof, no, we don't want to do this yoga. And so they end up having a happy hour at one of their houses. And they just, all 4 of the ladies are at kind of a
crossroads in life.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. Like a starting point.
Like are they younger or like I'm gonna say because of refreshing old? So I'm gonna guess these are probably ladies at maybe 40s, 50s. That are kind of.
Yes.
That's exactly the age
they've
range.
experienced some life.
Yes.
But they've got a little life left to experience here.
Yes.
kind of.
And
Absolutely.
and they're trying to figure out where they go next. Like he said, they're each at a crossroads.
Okay.
And trying to figure out, okay, well, what's next? What do I do now? And they kind of come together and support each other in that. And one of them declares herself the life coach, and she's going to help them with these experiences. And it gets pretty hilarious, the things she has them do.
She, with probably the messiest life, is going to lead all the rest of them in how they're supposed to be.
Gotcha. So it kind of like if you're a fan of like the buddy comedies, like especially like right now I'm thinking a lot of like the Jane Fonda and those where they get like the 4 older ladies
Yes.
doing they go on the adventure. You know, there's
Yes.
several different movies that that
Yep.
clique has kind of done. So this feels like it's kind of in that vein of that kind of story, kind of
Yes.
like that, where it's
It is.
a coming of age story for 4 ladies, and as they kind of navigate their way through life, and they kind of
Yes.
find common ground in their opposites attract kind of thing. If
Yes.
that makes
That's
sense.
that's a good way to say it. It's very cool because there are very comedic moments.
Mm-hmm.
There's very touching and heartwarming moments. Like
Sure.
it's kind of this roller coaster of emotion.
They go through the drama, you
Yep.
know,
Mm-hmm.
either about love or a medical thing, or maybe both. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know,
All
and
the above.
Yeah,
Right?
and then the other women kind of are the rally and support for that person.
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yes,
Very,
sir.
You know,
Yes.
and through and these are those type of stories that comedy does come through tragedy type. You know what I mean by that? Where like,
That's right.
yes, we're dealing with adult moments in life, but we can still find the humor in it a little bit. If that kind of like a Steel Magnolias type, where it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
at the end you're crying your eyes out, but you know the ride there is kind of funny. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right,
That's
right, right. And these ladies, the cast is amazing.
They're doing a great job.
They have really embraced their characters,
Good deal.
and
So are you guys in it, or are you guys directing, or what's your role in this one here?
yes, I'm directing. This
Okay.
is my 3rd play
All
to
right.
direct, and
deal.
Dan is assistant director.
Okay, so you guys are behind the curtain for this one. So
Yes.
well, technically in the audience, but
Yeah,
I know
in
where you
front
guys
of
sit.
the curtain.
But,
Right.
Yes.
but behind, in front, but behind. If
There
that
you
makes
go.
sense.
That's right. That's right. In front, prodding from behind.
That's right.
Yes, that's it.
Like a general, you know.
There you
in
go.
the rear with the gear, but pushing them forward.
There you go.
Right.
But well, and of course, I'm kind of curious for you guys, because you guys do both. You guys are on stage and behind stage. For you personally, what's more fun? Is it? I mean, I imagine it's a lot more stressful as a director, assistant
Yes.
director, because at the end of the day, the buck stops with you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's your vision. Like you get to at the end of the day, when you see a play, it really should be the director's vision. That should be how they wanted it to be portrayed to you.
Right.
Yes.
So there is a certain, funness to that for you to get your creative juices flowing and saying, I always see how it's written here, but I would love to see them play it this way instead,
Right.
And so I imagine. So I'm curious, like, what's the more fun part? Is it just being the actor, or is there a lot of fun in diving in and getting more of the directorial side?
You want to answer first?
So I really do enjoy being on the stage, but I probably have decided that I enjoy the directing side more.
Okay.
Because you get to focus on all the characters, not just the one that you're portraying.
Sure. You got to know everything.
Right. You have to have a vision for all of it. And by golly, I don't have to memorize all those lines.
I'm about to say there is a nervousness of the show must go on, and you're hoping and praying everyone does their job. But you're right. You're not spending hours at night going,
of course,
to be or not to be.
As director, you have memorized the lines, not on purpose, just because you're. And when somebody misses one, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
They missed a line.
Right.
But, live theater, it is what it is.
Because I'm imagining in the month or two leading up to the actual curtains rising night for this performance, you've probably seen the play in various forms and formations about
like 3 times a week. So
So by osmosis only, that lines absorb. It's no different than when you watch your favorite movie 50 times and you can quote it by heart.
And you can. That's exactly right.
Yes. I do.
For you, is it?
I do love being on stage.
Yeah.
I love making the audience laugh and stuff. It's great.
Right.
Directing is definitely a different experience.
Sure.
But he's right. Like to just read the play and have that come to life, and see all this work you've put into it. And I have to say, our set, I am so proud of our set. It was
I would imagine, because you got to create it's Savannah, so it's like a city atmosphere. So it's probably, and it, like you said, yoga. So you kind of make it like a more modern apartment-y and those kind of settings. I'm guessing.
The main part of the story takes place on a second-story porch, which in Savannah they call that a veranda.
A veranda, yeah.
Yes, it's a veranda.
That's your mint julep drinking.
There you
place.
go. There you go. Except it's spiked. That's all. That's all.
Right. They have to have their porch to sit on to drink their drink.
That's right.
Yeah, just seeing all of that come together,
Sure.
and it's so rewarding.
Sure. Plus, Savannah's a historic town.
Yeah.
So to make it sell it as Savannah, it's got to have a certain look to it. The weeping willows and that kind of. That's that part of Georgia. That's just the way it looks.
That's right.
You
You have to have greenery, and you have to have yellow clapboard siding and green shutters. This is Savannah, right?
Yes.
It's like Ichabod Crane meets George Jetson. It's like modern and old kind of
That
mixed in
would be
together.
an interesting story.
Right. There you go.
Savannah's a little like that,
It is a little like that.
Down one street, it looks like 1860s. You go down another street, it looks like 2020.
Futuristic.
Yeah.
That's valid. Yeah.
But is it a lot of does this one, because some plays, you're 1 minute you're in a house, the next minute you're in a park. I mean, is this one kind of where there is a lot of that, or is it pretty much in the apartment on the veranda kind of stuff where that makes it a little easier?
Most of their time is really spent on the veranda. There's a couple of little vignettes, but majority of their time is happening right there.
And that's where live theater and things, because obviously you watch movies, they do that's done with sets, or they build it, or they film it at some place where on a stage live theater you got to create that entire world on whatever the dimensions of that stage
absolutely.
are.
And so one interesting thing when you come to see this play is notice that every time they're drinking a different drink, they have different glasses. There's different glasses for each of the types of drinks. And so we have a large dishware budget on this one.
Well, and decorum. And to be honest, decorum dictates. If you're going to be serving a drink, it has to be served in the proper glass.
Exactly. And of course, in Savannah, they're going to be proper, at least in the glass.
Exactly.
Right.
Because if you come in serving martinis and beer mugs, you're going to have a problem. That's just
It's not acceptable. Not acceptable.
No,
that's a margarita glass. Exactly.
Yep.
So, but and that's it's that cotillion type formality.
There you go.
These are the same folks that why you have 3 forks sitting here and why.
Right.
Exactly.
And there is one character. It's her veranda, and she tries very hard to be proper and
proper Savannah.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Society girl.
Yes.
Yes.
Her grandmother has dictated that to her. So
Absolutely.
Well, that's the heart of that type of mindset. That's kind of where all of that culture comes from is right in that area.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
It's kind of but so that's, to me, that's the fun part when you get, because you're kind of doing, especially like Savannah is one of those unique where it's always a period piece, even if it's not a period piece.
Right.
If that makes sense a little bit. It's always got a certain set in time. So.
Yeah.
Was this one of those plays that you had, because for folks that don't know, whenever the community theater or any theater company for that matter puts out a play, they have to pay rights to do the play.
That's correct.
The person that wrote and created the play gets paid for every time somebody does a performance there.
That's right.
However, with that history, when you get to Disney and some of your bigger companies that, like anything that's got Disney written on the front, they're very stringent and meticulous on how you present that to the audience.
That's true.
Where other plays, they're maybe not from your Andrew Lloyd Webbers or people that make 6 figures writing these things. Yeah.
Maxwell Sheffield. Oh, wait, that was a TV show.
They give you a little bit more creative freedom on direction and settings and costuming and things. For this one, was this one that you guys had to follow to the T, or did you get a little creative license on this one?
There were some author's notes that we had to follow, but it wasn't real restricting.
Gotcha. So they gave you a little room to play.
Yes, absolutely.
Like they're not telling you the dress must be white, the tone must be this.
But they do tell you that women must be played by women.
Mm-hmm.
They are strict about the male and female roles.
So no Shakespeare in the Park here for this.
Right.
Or Monty Python where they multiply.
Some of the playwrights are strict about that, and others, aren't. But
and I get that for some, because you don't want it to, because sometimes it can take away from the story if you're trying to do a certain. And this one feels like it's an emotional story.
A little bit,
and you don't want that taken away with a dude playing a Southern belle.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just don't work. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's funny.
Well, so to kind of tie in with our theme of the Sippin' Society, we're going to have like kind of a special event at the theater.
Okay.
During every play.
Okay.
During intermission, we're going to have a wine pull.
Okay.
And so what that is
people just said, "Wait a minute,
what wine?
Yeah, they're
Yes.
like
having wine.
We will have wine for no.
There's gonna be a Perth the audience. Like, we're going to the wine pool tonight, and there's a play that happens to go on.
There you go. Hey, whatever gets them there, it doesn't matter.
Just get in the seats.
Do you think there's a wine pool this weekend?
We'll even serve some cheese straws in the lobby if that gets you there.
Oh yes, put those cheese straws out in the lobby. Yes. Anyway. So what we'll do is it'll kind of be a blind pull. Be different bottles of wine in bags. And, it could be fancy wine. It could be, not so fancy wine.
Could be.
And
see, these are the ones where you could get some of like your bougier wine people.
Yes.
Because they get all snooty about it, and you're like, that's $2 Chuck.
That's
right. Some of it will be Walmart wine, but some of it will not.
Right,
so there you go.
I mean, if the bag is a box, maybe pass on that one. Just saying.
If it's square.
No, I don't know. I've seen some people, they're like, no, I go to Sam's and get that box wine. It's pretty good. I've got relatives that they are a little bougie, but they drink their box wine.
They drink that box wine.
Well, there you go. Okay, so we got to get at least one.
There you go. Got to do it.
That don't stop nobody.
Oh, gosh. But yeah, so during intermission, we'll be selling that, and they can pick whatever bag they want, just as kind of a fun tie-in.
Yeah. Plus, it'll be a little date thing. Like, if you want to make it like a date night thing, that'll be a little extra, little bit more just fun to your date night there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Get a bottle of wine together kind of thing to
And,
take home for the evening.
And definitely bring your friends. I mean,
Absolutely.
It's such a great story about friendship.
Yeah.
And
take your friends and do the contest.
Oh, yes. We have a contest going on Facebook right now. People can win a free ticket. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. So we have posted.
You have one winner already, I think. I saw on the Facebook.
Well, one contestant.
One contestant.
Yeah, one contestant.
I saw the photo.
So we've got Savannah Sipping Society. The signs are about yay big all around town, kind of purple Savannah. So you go around town, you find those signs, you take a selfie in front of one and post it on the Facebook page.
Okay.
And is there a tagline?
They just have
post
to...
it on the Facebook page.
If you find the photo or find the sign,
yeah,
that's work enough for you.
That's
so
right.
Take your picture, selfie in front of the sign.
That's right.
Upload it to the Facebook page. Do you do a hashtag something or another?
You would probably do hashtag RCLT so that we'll see it.
So you see it wherever you go.
And each of those people who do that will be entered into a drawing, and we're going to give away a free ticket, a free admission ticket.
That's right.
And possibly a couple, depending on how many entries we get.
And I'm warning you right now. So so the play performances will be next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The 11th. Let me get
12th, 13th, and 14th.
Yes, and then the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after that.
Correct.
19, 20,
21st.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I wrote it down. I have my notes. Yes.
And you can purchase tickets right now online, RoswellTheater.com. It's live theater, so Roswell, TheaTre.com. And that'll take you there. If you don't remember any of that, just Google Roswell Communal Theater. It'll pop right up first.
Yes, it will.
Right.
Or if you're a Facebook user, like and follow the Communal Theater's Facebook page if you haven't already done so, and you'll find a link to the website there to get tickets, while you're also uploading your photos to enter in for the free tickets.
Exactly.
So.
And that website is listed on our yard sign, so when you go take your selfie,
That's
you can.
right.
There's that website
Go
right
back
there
and look
for you.
at it, and you'll see your answer.
Boom, got it.
All there. All the information.
Unless you're standing in front of that part of the sign where
Yeah,
you block
you know.
it. But, try to get a picture of you onto the side so we can still see all the
There
information.
you go.
So.
Right. Right.
You know, be creative with it. You know, depending on, maybe do a cartwheel or something next to it.
Hey. Hey.
Depending on where they are, if you put you in the road, be safety first. But
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
First. Don't get run over. Okay, got it.
But plan, market, get your and here was I was mentioning first. Once the first show happens and people see it, the other shows get popular quick. So it might be, especially if there's only one day in the next couple weeks that you're free to do this, get your tickets now. That way you don't have to worry about the chance of it selling out. I'm telling you, if there's a will, there's a way to get you in that theater, they will do it. But
that's right.
But don't save yourself a little bit of headache and just pre-order now. That way, especially if you're like, I'm not available to a weekend too. Great.
Right.
Get your tickets right now. That way you have them. You can pick them up. We'll call as soon as you show up that night of the performance there.
They'll be waiting.
It'll be ready and waiting for you, and you don't have to worry about it. Now, if you completely space cadet this one out, and Friday night next week rolls up, and you're like, oh, I forgot to get tickets. Roll on up. We'll get you in there. Don't worry.
Right. We'll make it happen.
But
we'll give you a cheese straw.
Yeah. But maybe give Dan and Denise a little less stress on their lives by pre-ordering some tickets.
There you go.
And so they can, because I know the world. And we're the land of manana. None of us buy anything in advance. We wait till hours before to do these things.
Yes.
That's right.
And then we scramble. Like, well, you don't have to.
Right.
Like, you could literally, like, what if you botched Christmas? So you botched Christmas, and so now you can make up, get the tickets
redeem
now.
yourself.
There you go. There you go.
I'm sorry, I got you a blender for Christmas.
Ooh.
Here's some tickets. We're having a date night.
We're going to have date night.
And let me buy a bottle of wine while we're there, you know.
That will help smooth it over. Let's face it.
Again, pro tip, if you're in that situation, stay away from the box ones. Of the,
Just saying.
That's right. Grab one that looks like a bottle.
That's right.
Right.
You have some more digging to do than us. You need more highfalutin stuff.
Right. But
facts.
I mean, what a fun play to start the new year,
Absolutely.
you know, and
that's
I'm
just
excited.
it too. It's girls and all this, but guys, you're gonna laugh and have, you know what I mean. It sounds like a girlfriend night type play, which are gonna be loved, which it absolutely is. But guys, you're gonna equally be laughing and enjoying it. It is enough comedy and fun there to keep the male, even the most dudest of dudes.
There you go. That's right.
Yes.
I don't even talk in harmonies. I don't even make my words rhyme. I don't know music. But now, so we got that. I know with some of your plays and stuff, they do the immersive dinners and stuff.
Yes.
Is that? But here's the thing. That's very exclusive, and those sell out very quick. So I didn't know if that's still a thing, or we passed all that.
It is. We started
Tomorrow.
that. Yeah, it's tomorrow night.
Oh, good. And there's still a ticket or two available for
They
it?
are sold
They're
out.
sold
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yep.
See, this is
So-
why I
Sold
was
out.
kind of, you have to get in
Yeah.
on the stick. All right. I don't want to be a jerk, but I'm going to be a jerk.
Oh.
What are we missing? The people that didn't get tickets, what are we missing?
So the immersive dinners we started a few years ago.
Probably 2 years ago, I would say.
But it's always a meal paired with that kind of matches the performance.
Yes.
The cast of the play serves as your wait staff.
Yes.
And so
you're on the stage.
Yes, and they're all in character. You're not getting Denise
Right.
and
That's
Dan.
right.
You're getting their characters.
Exactly.
And so they give you tips, clues. They kind of,
A little kind of sneak peek.
So if it's like a mystery, you'll usually get like tips and clues and things.
Right.
This one, you just get more personality, I'm guessing. And things
Right.
like that.
It's so fun. I think as actors and directors, we kind of take for granted the novelty of the stage.
Yeah.
And for people from the audience to be able to be up on the stage and that perspective, and the tables are set there on the stage. They get to eat there on the stage.
Yeah.
Like you said, the cast is in character and serving, and it's just a really fun experience.
Yeah. And the food's always good. You partner with some amazing local restaurants every single time. So.
And I got to tell you, the main dish is bourbon chicken because, why wouldn't it be?
Nice.
Right?
Exactly.
Well, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fun thing is the characters do give little snippets from the play.
Gotcha.
So you're like, hey, what's that about? And it makes you want to come and see more.
Sure.
To see like the full-on production of that snippet, right?
If you want to get fully engrossed in the thing, that's the now. Like you said, we're a little late for this play, but when the next play, which is going to be right around the corner,
the next one's in March.
Yeah,
so.
you can get immersive dinner tickets now, or maybe in a month or two here.
Yeah, right. In a couple of weeks.
Here in February, I'm guessing maybe you can get your tape, but be on the stick with that one because it's always and like you said, it's paired with the play.
Yes.
So it kind of the food matches the theme.
Yes.
And so like I know you've had great like Peppers to Sarah's, other great local establishments that have come through and provide delicious meals for you guys on that. So
absolutely
good deal. So good. So sorry if you missed this one, but it'll just motivate you that much more to get in on the next one. Because you only usually have about 10 or 12,
20.
We have 20.
20 is our magic number.
The stage is only so big.
That's
right. And right now we have a veranda on it.
That's right.
Yes.
So
we'll probably have to have 3 different tables of 8 apiece or something.
Right.
But we'll work it out.
You might have to figure out like bar seating or something like that.
Perhaps.
Maybe if you could make the stage a bar. Maybe put them like right there in that front row, and the stage is like your table.
There you go. That might work.
The veranda almost would work for that.
Right.
Now it might look like they're sitting at the kids' table, but we've all been there at one point or another. And some of us want to go back there. To be quite honest, I'm like, life was simpler at the kids' table. Just saying.
Agreed.
Yes.
Definitely.
But
food and conversation may not have been as good, but it was a lot less stress on that
Absolutely.
table.
That it was.
But we'd love to invite everyone to come out to the Savannah Sipping Society.
Yes.
Next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then the Friday and Saturday, Sunday after that. Show times are 7:30.
Right.
Friday and Saturday nights, and then the Sundays are 2:00 matinees.
2:30
matinees.
2:30.
We have them all ending in 30s now.
Right.
2:30
We're the
matinee.
theater on the half.
That's right.
So.
There you go.
We got to work like the news thing. It's like singing, dancing, and entertainment on the 30s. You know,
There you
like
go.
the old radio when we're on the 70s. Singing and dancing on the 30s.
There you go. That's it.
If you ever do a radio play again or something, maybe maybe work in crowbar that
There
in
you
or
go.
something like
That's right.
Yeah. But come out and see the Savannah Sipping Society. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be a fun evening of just entertainment. There's going to be wine.
Yes.
So
right.
please come and participate and help. And tickets are very affordable. They're what, like $10-15 for tickets. They're very
15?
15.
Yes.
I believe it's 15, yes.
And if you get a group of your friends and family together, we do have a group rate for tickets if there's 10 or more.
I think it saves a couple bucks.
Okay.
$2.
Yeah,
So
I
if you want to
think
get all your friends together, if it's
Yeah.
10 or more, you can save a little bit more on top of
That's
that.
right.
And although because this is a nonprofit, and let's face it, they do these plays to for the benefit of the community, but it's also they're supporting the youth through our the
CAPS
program
Mm-hmm.
and all of that and quite frankly, it's expensive to own your own building, and especially when it's an older building that needs maintenance and upkeep and things
Always
like that.
something.
Our new roof that we got, yes.
Still paying for that.
Still paying for that.
As a matter of fact,
We don't want that coming being repossessed.
No.
that would be awkward.
That would be terrible.
Although, lighting would be mad because that's going to mess with lighting on the play.
Right.
When there's no roof.
Well,
Right.
yeah, it'd be hard to control.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Although all the night performances would help, but if you did a matinee, it would be really.
It'd be,
tricky.
those Sunday shows would be tough.
But so if you'd like to support, please, and to be honest, if you want to get more involved, if you want to be a part of the next production,
right.
either and not necessarily acting,
On
we
stage,
all think of acting.
backstage, lobby.
Yeah, but if you love building things, they need people to help with set
Yes.
design.
Absolutely.
If you love sewing and creating and clothing and clothing and things, costuming and stuff. If you're
Yes.
great at hair and makeup, you have some great volunteers on show nights that come and bail you guys out, but they could always use more of them because those people have lives too, and they like to do things on a Saturday night sometimes, and they can't be at every single play sometimes.
Right.
So to have that, and then sound and lighting, if you like that.
I was just about to say yes, definitely sound and lighting.
There's a lot of ways you can volunteer, or even just as an usher, helping, when they come in, greeting them, taking tickets, helping with the wine or various snack vending or any of the stuff that's kind of part of the night's experience. It takes a volunteer to make all that go.
Yes.
So even if you there's no way you got me on that stage singing or acting or doing any of that stuff, there's lots of ways you can get, or even serving on the board. The board is always, that's where they're the decision makers. They're the ones that help decide, what plays and stuff, or who's going to be doing the plays. But also, we need to fix a roof. We need to, we need to, by the way, we gotta get some money to do this. This is, so, and so maybe that's your strength. Maybe you want to serve in that. Maybe you're a lawyer or an accountant or someone that has that skill set that can offer to the board.
Absolutely. That would be great.
That all of that is very helpful to that, and so and if none of that interests you, the best way you can support is come to the shows.
Absolutely,
right. Come watch, laugh, have a good time.
Yeah, when you go to the website again, RoswellTheater.com.
Yes,
THEATRE. When you get there, there's going to be a pop up that pops right up, and if last time I looked, it was a picture of a bishop on there.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And he's going to say, hey, stay in touch with everything the Community Little Theater does.
Right.
Give us your email address.
That's right.
And that way, if you fill that out, or better yet, or both, like and follow on Facebook and stay regular there. That way, anytime there's a new show or an immersive dinner that doesn't always get promoted like the show does, then you're going to be first to know that kind of stuff, and you won't miss out on those opportunities. So when you're thinking, dang it, I want to go to that immersive dinner, well, you give the bishop your email.
That's right.
And you can
stay in the know.
Yeah, that's right.
And they do have on the website for the immersive dinners, they do put that on the website, so you can click for that information.
Yeah.
And I did want to mention, you were talking about helping out backstage and everything, and I have, my other hat, my band mom hat. We've got a band kid coming to help us backstage.
Oh, good.
So I'm merging the two worlds.
All right. You can use this or not use this, but when I was in Air Force basic training, they while you're in first basic, they the first day or two, they asked if there's people that could play band instruments, and if you wanted to, you could go and join the band squadron.
Oh.
So if you had that. But we lovingly called them the Beat and Blow. So if you want to call them the Beat and Blow section of your cast, then you feel free. I won't.
Are you giving me this?
You have it.
Thank you.
No
Thank
royalties
you, Mike.
required.
Okay, thank you for that.
I'm sure they're not going to be big fans of called Beat and Blow, but that's you can be in the Beat and Blow regiment. That's what they call it.
Hey, it is what it is.
Oh, how funny.
Beat and Blow Squadron, actually. Yeah.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying. But again, folks, come on out. If you've never been to a Roswell Community Little Theater production, make this your first one. You're going to have a fun time. You're going to be like, why didn't I go to these before? And then get on the website and see what's coming up. Don't forget about their Mission Improbables. They do like once a quarter, usually every other month or so.
Yeah, we're trying to do the Mission Improbable. We're trying to get them to where we do them once a month.
Okay. I know you're about once a quarter now here.
I believe the next one's February 16th.
Okay.
I believe that's
correct. Again, go to the website. You can see the plays that are coming up after this. You can see the entire 2024 season
something
here.
going all the time.
You may not be able to get tickets, but you can see what's going on.
We have that Johnny Cash event coming up February 3rd.
Yes.
So.
And that's a fundraising event where this man literally is Johnny Cash.
Yep.
Yes.
It's the Chautauqua, if you know that.
That's right.
That where he literally, for that moment, he is Johnny Cash. He's not whatever his real name is and all that stuff.
Right.
He's walking, talking, acting, living, breathing, sleeping Johnny Cash.
Right. We have two shows that day, a matinee and an evening show.
Cool.
So come and have a good time. Again, like you said, check out Facebook, check out the website, see all the things we have, because there seems to always be something.
Yes, we are doing all kinds of things there. Not just plays, like we bringing in Johnny Cash and our improv stuff. So We always have something going on.
Absolutely. There's always something fun going on at the Theater.
Yes.
Again, RoswellTheater.com, TheAtre is how you spell that, and Google it if you don't remember any of that.
There you go.
Right.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys. Did we get it all?
Thank you. I think we covered it.
So. Come see Savannah
That's
Symphony
all we got
Society.
to do. We got to just curtains rise and let's do this.
There you go.
So we got. I'm sure. No, the cast is like, no, we got a week. We got a lot to get ready for in a week.
You know what? They're doing amazing. They're doing so great. So
they're fun.
I forgot to ask. Is it all veterans or some new folks on this one? Or
we have 2 very veterans. One has become kind of a veteran.
Okay.
And then we do have one lady. This is only her second play with the little theater.
Love that.
So.
I love the new faces.
Yes,
That's great. They're the ones that are the next generation, or the ones that are going to keep it going when you guys get tired of doing it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I have to say, they've all done so great embracing their characters and bringing them to life.
That's probably the fun
great.
part of it. That's the fun part of acting. You get to pretend to be someone else for a couple hours.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's very liberating in certain areas.
That's right.
Especially on who you get to play. Like if you're a very good person, I hope we all are, but you know what I mean? Someone that's just very by the book, or very
wholesome person.
And then you get to play.
Word.
And you can play somebody a little
you
risque.
get to play. Yeah, it's fun sometimes to be the bad guy and not have the repercussions of actually being a bad guy.
That's right, right.
It's kind of it's freeing. It's fun.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Very liberating.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys. And,
Thank you, Mike.
We'll see you on stage. Well, not you guys, but the rest of y'all.
Well, we'll
see
be
you,
there,
We'll
yeah.
see you behind me in the seats.
There you go. Yes.
We'll be back there, hands clenched.
Yeah.
They got this. They got this.
That's how I know if they're doing right or not. I just turn around. If their faces are happy, then I'm like, they're nailing it. If their faces look like someone just peed in their cornflakes, then I know that's not going well.
Right.
We're going to be laughing. It's going to be
Come
great.
to all 6 shows, because in live theater, each one will be different.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. Every
the
performance,
truth.
and it's a good thing. That's a good thing. It makes it, because something that was funny, that maybe, sometimes the funny is the mistake, and that's what. And then sometimes you're like, that worked. We should just do it that way every time.
Right?
And then you do.
Yeah.
Do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, but thank you guys.
Thank you,
see
Mike.
next time. All right, it is 8:58. Let's do a quick news update before, more news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now, your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Carlsbad honoring the 100th anniversary of the Carlsbad Caverns by inviting tourists and locals alike to participate in the Carlsbad Caverns Discovery Dash Scavenger Hunt, highlighting all the great things to do in Carlsbad. In addition to learning more about the city, participants who visited several sites were entered into a drawing to win $500. The drawing has taken place now. The winner of the contest is the Jennings family from Graham, Texas. The Jennings family played the app-based hunt while visiting Carlsbad last summer during the 100-year celebration. A major rehab project on North Atkinson Avenue in East Roswell will continue with work starting Monday. The pavement and waterline work between Cherry Street and East College Boulevard is expected to take about 6 months. It's scheduled to be finished by the 4th of July. The project also includes improvements to some limited sections of sidewalks, curbs, and gutters, and ADA ramps. During the section of the project, North Atkinson will need to be closed to through traffic between East 5th Street and East College Boulevard. Again, that starts Monday. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. While it may look good on the outside, America's employers adding a robust 216,000 jobs last month. Heritage Foundation economist E.J. Antoni says you have to look under the hood. A closer examination of the figures, providing a clearer picture of what's really happening with the labor market.
All of the jobs that we added last month were part-time jobs. If you want to look at full-time jobs, we actually lost those. We lost a staggering 1.5 million full-time jobs in the month of December.
As for the continuing low jobless rate, 3.7% in December, and Tony says last month we saw a wave of people who just left the labor force. The labor force participation rate tumbled 0.3%. Government hiring played a big role in last month's payroll growth, along with hiring in healthcare and construction. The Republican-led House Oversight and Accountability Committee hasn't forgotten about Hunter Biden.
Chairman Comer this week indicated on X, formerly known as Twitter, that the House Oversight Panel will soon initiate contempt of Congress proceedings against Hunter Biden after he defied a subpoena to sit for a closed-door deposition last month. Instead of taking part in the interview, the first son arrived at the Capitol and read a statement to the media outside, openly defying his subpoena. Hunter Biden insisted he would only testify in a public hearing. Edwin Mora, Washington.
They canceled classes today at schools in Perry, Iowa, following yesterday's shootings at the high school there. 17-year-old killed a sixth grader, wounded 5 other people before taking his own life. Inflation on the rebound in Europe. After 7 straight months of decline, inflation rose 2.9% year over year in December. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 113 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
South African athlete Oscar Pistorius released from prison on parole after serving nearly 9 years on the death of his girlfriend.
The Department of Corrections has given no more details of Pistorius' release. The announcement came at around 8:30 a.m. local time, indicating officials released the world-famous double amputee Olympic runner in the early hours. Pistorius served nearly 9 years of his 13 years and 5 months murder sentence for killing girlfriend Reva Steenkamp on Valentine's Day 2013. He was approved for parole in November. Serious offenders in South Africa are eligible for parole after serving at least half their sentence. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Tesla is recalling more than 1.6 million Model S, X, 3, and Y electric vehicles exported to China to fix problems with their automatic assisted steering functions and door latch controls. Townhall.com. Unrest in Berkeley, California.
Police officers in riot gear have removed activists from Berkeley's People's Park, and crews began placing double-stacked shipping containers to wall off the historic park overnight Thursday. The move comes as the University of California, Berkeley waits for a court ruling it hopes will allow it to build much-needed student housing. UC Berkeley officials say authorities arrested 7 people on misdemeanor trespassing charges, and 2 of them had additional charges of failure to disperse. The university wants to use the park to build a housing complex that would accommodate about 1,100 UC Berkeley students and 125 formerly homeless people. Keith Peters reporting.
Accident investigators in Japan searching for the voice recorder from a Japan Airlines jetliner. It caught fire after a collision on the ground with a Coast Guard plane in Tokyo. 5 people were killed in the mishap. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. So then flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ, the travel witch, and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Crazy Viernes.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. We finally made it.
Yeah.
It was only a 4-day work week, but man, did it feel like it took forever. I know, you get so behind, and then you're like, oh, I got.
Well, and bear in mind, I was off for a full week the week before.
That's right. You
too,
you were really out of pocket
this
for a week, so you were kind of out of sorts.
Yeah, so this week to me has felt like I'm that little mountain climber on The Price is Right. Just trying to get to the top of the hill so I can fall to my demise.
I've been off all week long. I keep thinking, now what day is it? I had to say to my husband this morning, oh, wait a second, I've got radio. Wait a second. I got to go.
Yeah.
Weirdly, when I take a long period of time off, the first day off feels like a Saturday. Yes. Every day after that feels like a Sunday. Like every single one. Is this
I can
Sunday?
get what you're saying.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, I can get that where you kind of feel like, this don't feel right. Yeah.
Is it today? Is it tomorrow that I go back? No.
I'm not going to lie. No, it wasn't last. It was this past Monday.
See?
Right.
And that's what happens. You get off.
Yeah.
I say, I had a meeting with somebody. When was it? Was it last week? Was it this week?
Yeah.
Was it Monday? No, there wasn't a Monday.
Yeah, that Monday was messing me up. I was thinking it was Sunday still, and I'm like, why is this on TV? Why, it was just like, oh, it's Monday. That's right. Yeah, this is a work day, kind of. Not really.
You're right.
But,
would have been
a work day.
Well, I actually came in on Monday and worked for a little while. I mean, just kind of,
Same.
wear comfortable clothes and just came and cleaned up and straightened up and did a few things, but then just kind of keep me back on track.
You're lucky I wore pants on Monday.
What? You wore shorts, right? Because it was so warm.
I wore pants while I was here. Like I said, I like to keep it warm in my house.
That's right.
I do what we call Pooh Bearing it around the house. Just a shirt.
Oh no!
Just like Winnie the Pooh
or Donald Duck, depending on.
Oh, that's right, Donald Duck. He doesn't wear pants, does he?
No, he's pantsless. I never understood why those cartoons of back in the day they give him shirts but no pants.
Does Mickey Mouse wear pants?
Yes.
Oh, he does.
I don't think he has a shirt though, does he?
Does he just have a shirt?
Does have a shirt.
Okay.
I believe.
I'm trying to think, does he have a shirt or he's just got black pants and suspenders?
Now I'm thinking about the Steamboat Willie Mickey.
red
I'm
pants
not sure.
and suspenders. Yeah.
I believe he has a shirt.
All right, now
I'm having a hard time picturing a shirtless Mickey.
Well, I've seen like Tuxedo Mickey.
Yeah.
Like there's a Mickey in the tux, but I think OG Mickey, Steamboat Willie Mickey.
Maybe just the
I
suspenders.
feel like he just had shorts and suspenders.
I just don't remember mouse nipples.
I feel like he just had the black chest or whatever.
Could very well be.
Could be.
Now I got to go back and look.
But all the old time women all wore dresses. Remember, they wore little high heels, and they all wore dresses. Yeah.
He was shirtless.
He's
Thank you.
shirtless. Ah.
If anybody knew if Mickey was shirtless, it was Roy. So
Yes,
I knew.
now that leads me to
He just
wonder.
watched it this morning. Okay.
Now that leads me to wonder is like if you like HD render the Steamboat Willie, are we going to get mouse nipples? Is that what's coming in 2024?
Oh, so you're like saying if we like put him in modern technology?
Now that it's fair use or royalty free or whatever, I mean, couldn't we start seeing these weird depictions of a shirtless Mickey Mouse?
Now I'm asking a question. This is why I did not do well in science class. Do male mice have nipples?
I don't know. I assume.
Yes,
I don't think they do. Do they?
I would think they do.
I know female mice do, but do male mice have them? I don't think they do.
Well,
I'm going to look.
Roy, go look it up.
Get back to us, would you?
I don't think they have nipples. Greg.
Okay.
I'm just.
Hey, dogs do.
The
Yeah.
Google
Boy
search
dogs.
history of that computer has got to be just the weirdest mishmash of stuff.
I just think now I'm like thinking, like, did they even have nipples?
It's going to be a trip to HR. Roy, we need to talk about why you were Googling mouse nipples at the office.
That's true.
I feel
It was
like
them. They told me to.
I feel like the male mouse does not have nipples.
I think it does. I mean, they're
I've been checked,
non-functional.
but I thought like
they're non-functional. I
because
think
like
you're
male
right.
dogs, do they have nipples?
Yes.
Do they?
Yeah.
I've always said girl dogs. I don't know.
No, I've got 2 male dogs, and
They got
do.
nipples?
And I got a Chihuahua-like
Maybe
dog.
mice do have nipples. I don't know.
They're tiny, but he does.
Now I'm gonna look.
That's the first thing that popped up, actually.
Here, let me find a picture of my
The
dog.
CD1 mouse mammary gland is sexually dimorphic, with males lacking nipples.
They don't have nipples?
They don't have nipples.
Dude, I'm right.
I'll be darned.
Yes.
I'll be darned. See,
Yes.
who says morning radio doesn't teach you something?
It's informative and educational.
I guarantee that wasn't the fact you thought you were going to walk away
That's
with.
right. That's right. Male mice are nippleless.
What'd you learn on Mornings with Mike Winters this morning? Well, something about nipples on mice.
I feel vindicated.
You should. You really should.
He's doing high fives and woo woo.
Well, there's no way to segue to that, so
No.
I'm just going to do it. Big thank you to McDonald's for sponsoring the day, as they do every Friday, and provide us with delicious breakfast treats.
No milk.
No mouse milk for you.
No milk.
Mouse milk. That conjures up some memories here.
But you know how long it take to get a glass of milk? I mean, honestly, that's a long time.
And there, with that visual, I will make my exit.
That's a lot. You gotta really want milk.
You got to imagine there's probably just a row machine, just a row of them being milked at once.
Oh man! But big thank you to McDonald's. Visit any of your McDonald's; they got you covered. Don't forget to download that app and utilize it. It is your friend. You get rewards towards free meal, exclusive deals that are only available through that app. So download it today. You can order through McDelivery, so they can have it brought to your house without you leaving.
Yeah.
You too don't wear pants. You can have that done.
Wear pants to the door.
That's right. Yeah, when you do answer the door, please have pants for the sake of everybody. And then, of course, you can also do drive-through or dine-in. And you order through the app, and it'll be hot and ready waiting for you when you get
Right,
there.
and when you have the app, sometimes they let you know about free stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Free deals or exclusive deals. That's and then you start earning rewards, and next thing you know, you got enough points for a free Big Mac or something.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
quick.
true.
So thank you to McDonald's for being our sponsor each and every Friday. Barbara Gomez, as you can probably guess there, I'm not practicing her voice. That's her.
Good
I'm
morning.
working on my ventriloquism. But Barbara Gomez from Main Street Roswell is going to join us here in just a bit. Give us an update what's going on there. Before we do that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. We have low pressure clearing out of the area, so we get sunshine. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-50s, maybe a little bit breezy. Overnight, a few lingering clouds down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine on Saturday. A little bit cooler, though, right around 50 on the high. Clear for Saturday night. Sunday looks sunny and warmer, upper 50s and breezy. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Perfect. Thank you, Steve. Currently 39 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 67%. Winds are calm at the moment. Partly cloudy today, although it says early. It's full on cloudy the way I see it. But they say that these clouds will burn off and it will become sunny today. Expect a high of 54. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 30. Winds will be out of the west at around 10 miles per hour. For your Saturday, sunny tomorrow. Expect highs right around 50. Winds are going to be a little breezy out of the north, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 20. Yeah, that's going to be cold tomorrow night. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour. Sunday will be up in the upper 50s, partly cloudy, 57. Unfortunately, the winds are coming with it on Sunday, too. South winds 5 to 10 early, but 15 to 20 by Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 31. And then Monday, we're looking at a 30% chance of rain and snow. Partly cloudy, high of 42. With the high being 42, predict mostly rain more than snow. I'm not a math wizard or a scientist, but I know 42 is not cold enough for snow. Yeah, it's just cold. All right, it is 9:15. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and then Barbara Gomez from Main Street Roswell will join us here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Most have heard the story of David defeating Goliath with a sling and a rock. The obvious lesson is that David relied on God's strength, not his own, to win the battle. However, there are other lessons to learn from the story. When Goliath challenges the Israelites, he says this, "Why have you come out to draw up for battle? Am I not a Philistine, and are you not servants of Saul?" Maybe the Israelite soldiers' problem was they were acting like servants of Saul rather than servants of God. They were following the wrong one. In challenging Goliath, David says, once he takes him out, this, "All the earth will know that there is a God in Israel, and that all this assembly may know that the Lord saves not with sword or spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hand." Both in that battle and in the battles through time, God will always prevail. In the midst of the worst, God is still in charge. Sometimes God will put you in a battle empty-handed, so that when you get the victory, you'll know it wasn't you, but him all along.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Go Cowboys! This is Dallas Cowboys football 2023.
2nd and 5 at the Detroit 8.
Only heard here.
Snap to Prescott, standing and looking and throwing right.
All season.
Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Sunday afternoon, it's your Cowboys and the Washington Commanders.
Live from FedEx Field.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 1:30, kickoff at 2:30. On your official Dallas Cowboys station, 92.9 The Brand.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio, now officially, from Main Street Roswell, Barbara Gomez back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today? How was your New Year's and Christmas
It was
and all that?
great. I'm telling you, it was really, really great. You know, we got a really long holiday this time, and so it's just been kind of nice.
Yeah, the downtime after is kind of been longer this time.
A few days off longer, and, you know, it's kind of hard to go to work, so... I mean, I went to work, but everybody was off still, so there was no point in me being there except to clean up, right?
Right, just kind of, well, I can do some odds and ends, I guess.
Yeah, I'll really do a few things here, but it's been fantastic.
But I'm going to say it was a great Christmas season for the Main Street Roswell corridor.
I think it was a great
I saw
Christmas.
a lot of busy, you know, streets were busy that whole month.
I mean, I even had people calling me up saying, hey, so what's going on in town? Why are there so many cars? And it's like, nothing, we're just busy. I mean, there's not like a specific really big thing going on.
Yeah.
Other than a lot of people, I think, doing a lot of window shopping. I don't know if you noticed it this year, but we did, as always, have a window decorating contest downtown.
That's tradition on Main Street. Yeah.
And a lot of the merchants really participated this year. So it made it really fun to take a stroll down Main Street and take a few pictures. And of course, as always, we have our community volunteer that's a Main Street volunteer, Wendy Marley. She helps to get all the lights on the trees. She does all the work. I'm not kidding. All the work.
She's the
she goes
the cog
out,
that makes that wheel go.
Yes, and so all the lights that you see on the trees have been sponsorships that Wendy has sought, and so we really appreciate everyone. And by the way, those lights people have been asking, don't take them down too quick and that kind of thing. So we have them on just right after Thanksgiving, and this year they're going to stay up till the 15th, right after Valentine's Day.
All right, so you can get your fix.
That's right.
Through the next month or so here.
You know, a lot of people use that area for taking pictures of their kids, people asking people to marry them, just wedding pictures.
It's a pretty little area.
It's a really great area, especially at night. It looks really wonderful.
And I've said this 100 times to you. This time of year is my favorite time of year of the Main Street. You know, when the lights are the lamps and everything are lit up,
Yeah,
and the trees,
poles and everything look great.
and of course the Christmas tree on the courthouse lawn all lit up, and it's just a pretty time. When you come in at dusk or dawn or at dusk, it's really probably the most beautiful time to come and see the city.
I think some people don't appreciate how really beautiful our courthouse lawn is and our Main Street looks. This morning when I was driving in, I looked over at the courthouse lawn, and of course, it still has the banners up for Christmas. The tree lights are on, and it just is a really pretty area. Sometimes, unless you're from out of town, sometimes, you go out of town and you drive through a town and you go, wow, that's a beautiful courthouse. I am pretty sure that a lot of people drive downtown Roswell and say, wow, that's a really gorgeous courthouse.
Absolutely. Well, it's historical too. I mean,
and it's historical.
That arch that's on that courthouse is it's an architectural marvel. It's very historic. That's why they have conservators that come and inspect that thing and service it and do it. But it's an architectural wonder, that dome.
It is. They've been working on those windows also, so that's why some of you may be seeing maybe some trucks up there. The whatever those cherry picker things are called. But I know that they've been working on getting those windows replaced.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is. It's a beautiful place, and we, Main Street Roswell, are very appreciative to Chaves County for allowing us to use that for every event that we do. They are very generous with us, and we appreciate that.
That facility sets the tone from a downtown Main Street downtown.
It does. It absolutely does. And we've been asked to see what we can do a little bit more possibly for the courthouse next year. So I'll be having some talks with Bill and some of the people at the county to see what they'd like us to do or how we can support whatever they'd like to do at the courthouse, just to kind of maybe beef it up a little bit more.
Sure.
How's that?
Absolutely. But in the meantime, you got about another month if you want to sit on a park bench out there in the evenings or in the mornings.
Yes.
And watch the lights and see just absorb the beauty of downtown right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? While you're at it, you can run over to Martine's Capital Cafe and grab you some breakfast.
That's right.
Or you can run over to Stellar Coffee. And like I've said to you guys before, if you've not been there, you need to go there. It is such a quaint and fun and eclectic kind of place to just sit and meet.
And it's a very community space, too.
Very much.
Where not only she serve her coffees and sandwiches and pastries and things, but she allows her facility to be a meeting place for a lot of different organizations and groups, and even just gatherings of friends that want to play games or do poetry and stuff.
Right,
It could be anything. And
she has music some nights, and she has games and a game night. So she has a lot going on there.
You're looking for a cup of Joe and a place to hang out that's community minded. That's
I made the discovery of their wonderful what are those croissant sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches. It's just awful because I have to stop myself from calling them up, say, fix me one, I'll be right there.
Got one hot and ready, I'm running by to get one. Yeah.
When I'm not at McDonald's, that's where I'm at. But, we have so many great places downtown, and we are really going to work hard this coming year to really focus on specific businesses and say, let me tell you what happens here. I'm also going to be working on a downtown map, which is different than a usual city map, I guess you can say. We're going to have kiosks at some point.
Right.
Like I talked to you earlier, Mike. In the coming year, we have some plans to have more benches downtown, and I'm not talking about the recycled benches. I'm talking about benches that maybe have shading on them. With a kiosk.
So more like a place where you can park yourself in the shade and cool off for a minute.
The right next to the visitor center, there's a bench there, in case you guys didn't know, where you can charge up your phone.
Oh, it's got a charger on it? I didn't know that.
It's got a solar thing on it, so you can charge up your phone if you need a place to charge up your phone.
Nice.
If you're coming through. So we're trying to think of that's the thing that the city had already put up. That's not one that Main Street put up.
Sure.
But you'll be seeing a lot more of those things popping up.
More of those types of things in the downtown quarter here.
So just know that there are plans, and if you are part of the Main Street district, you can always call Main Street or be a part of the stakeholder meetings to find out what's going on. And if you're not, just be a part of us on Facebook. Like
Absolutely.
our Facebook, and then we will put updates on that, and you'll know what's going on.
It's just smart to like and follow the Facebook page, because that's also, if there's things going on, special sales or a business or the Main Street district in itself is having a big event.
Yes.
That's going to be the place where you learn all that stuff and you stay up. So, but like you said, if certain Main Street businesses are having a sale or something, a lot of times that Facebook page is the page where they get the word out.
That's where they post.
Yeah.
That's where they post what's going on at their place. If they are having for what is it, Sweet Baby Jay's. Oh my goodness, just looking at her page on its own makes you hungry. All the cookies and cakes and caterings that she does.
I had
just
one
great.
of her cupcakes over the holidays. It was delicious. It was,
anytime I'm downtown, I stop by there and just grab something really, really quick. It's kind of hard to walk out with just one thing, so it's always two or three things.
You have to be uber disciplined to make it out of there without buying a bunch.
Now,
of
what
stuff.
was that New Year's resolution that I made? I don't
losing
think
weight. Maybe not the best place for you to hang.
But that's okay. Every once in a while, do support local. So do go by there and go see.
When you break your fast, you don't know.
Go over there.
'Cause you're gonna. We all do.
Yeah, we all do. So for this year, basically, for this month, I should say, it's a new year, new beginnings, and I think that we all need to think about how we can be better, how we can make our storefronts look better, how we can come up with creative ways of getting people into our doors and make it an inviting place. And so we're going to help work with anybody on Main Street that would like our help to create some new window decorations and some new facades and maybe just a little bit of paint here and there and see if we can't refresh our Main Street a little bit.
Absolutely. That's and we have such great Main Street merchants and things, and they're the heart and soul of the downtown Main Street corridor here. And those little and one fixing up their place helps everybody. It's one of those, because those businesses are all connected. They all need each other because ideally people walk and shop downtown. They're going to hit the antique store and then go hit the clothing boutique and then have a cup of coffee and then go maybe check out the UFO alien stuff or check out some rocks or something. They all of them, people are going to hit them all at the same. So when you fix up your place, you're helping your neighbor as much as you're helping yourself.
And and I ask them, try to ask them on a quarterly basis, what have you done? What have you updated? And just to let you know, the people that own the businesses or that are businesses right down Main Street, they do a lot of their own investments into their businesses, painting and putting up lighting and, taking down walls or putting up walls or whatever. So they're always busy doing that.
Sure.
But
is there still some of the grant programs available through Main Street Roswell that they can do that kind of stuff?
Absolutely.
The facade improvements and things? Yeah.
You guys used to remember they called it the Facade Squad, and they started out specifically, I believe they were doing it at a Stellar Coffee. A Stellar, part of their front of their building, you can see before and after pictures. We have some of those pictures. And so if we don't know that you want something, then we don't know how to help you. Sure. So when we're asking, what have you done? What would you like to see your building look like? Whenever we're doing visioning meetings of saying, what would I would like this Main Street to be? How would I like people to, view us?
Sure.
And if we know when these grants pop up, we know where to plug you in. We'll go, you know what? The miniature museum says they're working on their sign. Let me see what I can do for that.
Sure. Hey, there's some money here.
Yeah, there's some money here.
Yeah.
We can put that over here. I have another business that said we really would like some a pizza place just recently was talking to me about a new sign that they want.
Okay.
So they got put on a list. So it's not me just being nosy saying, hey, what do you got going on?
But that's
on?
what the Main Street Corridor does is say, hey, how can we help you improve your business? And these are the kind of things they can do that where, let's face it, a lot of your Main Street downtown businesses are mom and pop, locally owned, family member, family run businesses. And it's going to be a bite in the bullet when they got to spend several grand on a new sign or a new awning or something like that. And that's a big, where a company like McDonald's, let's face it, that's a drop in the bucket for them. But but Stellar Coffee or
the bike shop,
Imagine that, or any of these Main Street businesses, that's a big chunk of their business. Yeah.
I mean, I just recently, when I was working on my report, I asked a few of them. Not many of them responded to me, but one of them that did, I mean, they spent $8,000 redoing flooring and windows and things like that. And so just know that whenever you support Main Street Roswell, you're supporting their ability to stay open and make improvements in their own buildings.
But that Main Street's fighting for you and trying to find money and say, hey, how can we help you do this with little or no cost to you?
Right.
This is what we're turning rocks over and finding. Yeah.
I mean, Main Street does have, I'm saying we do want to help merchants, but our picture is bigger than just doing events. Okay, so we do more than just events. And, of course, events are a lot of what we do.
Sure.
But on the bigger scale, just to let you know the big thing that we're working on right now, most recently, Main Street Roswell is working now with the county for the Great Blocks Project. You may have remembered that we had a Great Blocks Project that we started probably almost a year ago.
Okay.
And what that means to you as far as a Great Blocks Project, it's where New Mexico Main Street, requests money for capital outlay funding. They then take that money and distribute it to the 30 different main streets in New Mexico. And it depends on what you're going. Just like any other grant, you would fill out the grant, you would tell them what you want to do with it, and then they would award you if they think you're worthy of getting some money.
Sure.
So they awarded Main Street Roswell. At the time, it was going to be Main Street Roswell in the city because of the location.
Gotcha.
But since then, we've changed the location, so now it'll be Main Street Roswell and Chavez County.
Okay.
So the Great Blocks now will be located, so you know where the courthouse lot is on the 400 block of Main Street. Behind it is the parking lot.
Yes.
And directly behind that will be a new park location.
Okay.
It'll be a new venue. It will
nice.
have all kinds of cool things.
Okay. I know we talked a little bit about this is like in the works.
It is in the works.
Now we're starting to get more nuts and bolts concrete.
We are.
With it now,
Some of this is moving as quickly as they possibly can. We hope to have something happening before spring and summer. We hope to have something out there. And so we're really excited about our, that we're going to be able to coordinate with the county. They're great people up there. We've worked with them for a long time. And like I briefly said to you earlier, we are working on some kiosks and some fun things downtown.
Sure.
But if you have ideas, please feel free to call us and let us know.
Absolutely.
Hey, I have ideas, or I want to volunteer, or I've got this. I mean, I have people already calling me about the upcoming UFO festival in July. I'm having people call me now, saying, Barbara, where are we going to be? What can I do? I've got all this art I'm working on, or metal arts.
For
or
many
whatever.
people, it's the biggest thing of the year for them.
Well,
so,
it is, and it is for us as well.
Yeah, exactly.
For the city of Roswell.
You have to start planning, usually the day after last year. So
That's true. It's like you get a weekend to go, oh man, that's over.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing next year?
Yeah.
It's about that quick.
Yeah, and then obviously for people following the news, there's been some changings and all that stuff. So we're navigating through that now.
Yeah.
So.
We'll update you as we know more about how that's going to work.
Just real quick, by the way, if you're interested in any way, shape, or form of being involved with UFO Festival, reach out to Main Street Roswell. If you're a volunteer, if you're a business that wants to get involved or whatever, if you want to lend your services or be a part of this year's UFO Festival, now's the perfect time to reach out to Main Street Roswell.
And we can direct you. You know what I'm saying? If it's not us that, are going to be leading it or helping to lead it, we'll definitely direct you and help you, like Mike says, navigate your way through this as we're doing it as well right now.
So, but fresh faces, fresh ideas is always a good thing. And that's how we make things bigger and better. How do we make the UFO Festival big and better? Well, we got a good idea, but sometimes a person from a different perspective seeing things tends to bring an idea that sometimes maybe we were just too close to the sun on that one.
That's right. You can't
it.
see the forest for the trees because you're too close to everything.
So please, if you have thoughts and ideas and want to get involved, roll up your sleeves and give us a call. Talk to Barbara here and see what capacity. Maybe it's serving on the board. Maybe it's just being on a committee somewhere that's in charge of one facet or something like that.
Right.
Whatever.
And even if you're having an event throughout the town that you're saying, you know what, if you're going to create a master schedule, can you include what we have going on here? And
we want it to be an all-encompassing event.
That's right.
Yes, it's the event. The most of it's in the Main Street Downtown Roswell corridor here, but this is a entire community.
It is.
Celebration.
It's a community effort, you guys. This is the biggest. This is internationally known, nationally, internationally known.
This is why everyone knows who Roswell is in this world.
And we need to give them what they're expecting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't go to Vegas not to see lights, right?
Exactly.
You go to certain places to see certain things.
They want to see the grays or the greens or whatever you want to call them. And they
you
want to
see
all
people
that.
dressed up and people walking up and downtown.
And that's why we need to make this.
And,
when you talk about the parks and some of these things and keep bringing in like an inclusive entertainment and things that the types of stuff you see, and that's why, because we have a unique footprint in this Main Street corridor. We still have the old school window shopping, walking and talking and
we do.
and hanging out. Where in some towns that's not the thing anymore because online has sucked all that away. Yeah. We're different. You're unique because we have a touristy town. We have museums and music and art venues and things downtown that people go as destinations. And so while they're there, they want to have a drink, they want to have something to eat, they want to maybe shop for something else. They want to maybe sit under the trees and the stars and watch a concert or whatever. That's what we're creating here, all because we still have a downtown that people walk, talk, shop, hang out in because of just the nature of Roswell and what it is.
And I think right now is a really great time to start thinking about upgrades and what you can do, because Mike, you never know what's going to happen with that the rah-rah, with the air show, if it ends up coming to Roswell. You don't know what it's going to do to this community if it does come to Roswell.
Sure.
But so what if you cleaned up expecting company and it doesn't come? You're still cleaned up. Do you see what I'm saying? You still need to get ready. You still need to, be prepared just in case.
People are coming to Roswell whether there's a festival or not. Because
That's right.
We are just internationally known.
That's right.
Why not make it the best we can and take advantage of it?
And
that's what we've been doing.
And if some of you are looking for a place to move in downtown, we do have some downtown locations that are empty right now. I know a couple of people that have moved out, not just out, maybe out of the district, but also out of town completely.
And don't forget, too, that the Main Street corridor isn't just Main Street. It's a couple blocks on either side of it.
Right.
Too,
we encompass McDonald's. So we start at 8th Street and we end over here in Alameda, and over on the east and west side. We go to Richardson on the west side and Virginia, actually all the way up to the railroad district almost. We go there because it goes to the, of all places, in the middle of the street.
Right. Well, we all know the history of drawing lines has never been the best one for government entities over the years.
Yeah. I talked to New Mexico Main Street about that. I said, can I talk about my corridor? It's a little jagged on this east.
Well, just look at your voting district.
Yeah.
That'll the proof's in the pudding right there.
Yeah. So, but it is on our webpage. So if you ever want to know, well, what is the Main Street District? Or what are the merchants on the Main Street District? Sure. It is on our webpage, so you can look that up. Yeah. And it also gives you information about the farmers market. It gives you information about some of our other events, like the Christmas holiday events and the Chili Cheese Festival.
Yeah.
And of course,
Piñata
like I said,
Fest
the Piñata. Piñata is not ours. It belongs to the Hispano Chamber of Commerce. But we're happy to help them anytime they need help.
You guys are the ones that kind of help cement the things they need to get done at that. It is in the Main Street corridor, so you guys are there as partners to help them.
Sure, and you know what I do want to encourage people, if you're having something happening at the courthouse lawn or downtown, not that you have to tell Main Street, but if you would like me to put it on our Facebook, I can do that.
Add it to your
is more but specifically on Main Street. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people think that everything that happens on Main Street's been put together by Main Street, and it's not.
Well, that's a county property where the courthouse is, and so they do as they see fit with it.
Anybody can do it. But what I'm saying is, if you do that, whenever merchants are asking me, hey, Barbara, what's going on downtown?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of cars over here or over there at Pioneer Plaza. Not to say you need to tell me, but it'd be great if you could. Then I could share with my merchants about what's going on.
And anytime there's a event going on the courthouse lawn, that's good for the Main Street businesses and merchants.
And they want to know what's going on so that they can prepare. And
absolutely. So
maybe
when you tell them, hey,
sales.
we're going to have a couple hundred people sitting on the courthouse lawn tonight, El Toro Bravo, like, hey, maybe we need to fire up some more tacos.
Yeah. Or maybe we need to wear some little, what are those sandwich things, and walk around announcing what their specials are, or that type of thing.
Yeah.
But we're too far ahead a little bit now, because I want to take us back just a little bit to Christmas, because we did have a really, really great Christmas event this year. We're working on the one for next year and how it's going to look, because it may look a little different next year. But for right now, we did have a downtown window decorating contest. And for those of you that have not had a chance to go downtown, it's too late to vote.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
all
not,
done. But
it's
you can
all,
still see them.
But you can still see them.
We see the winners.
We have quite a few that entered. But just to let you know, the congratulations to the downtown window decorating contest are first place, Tascosa Office Machines. It's really kind of interesting because you wouldn't have expected it, because they're kind of quiet. They do their thing. They're business-like.
They don't sell items that are bright, sparkly, and punchy.
but but they sell necessary
but
things.
But things that we all need to live and breathe. But yeah,
As a business.
It doesn't have like the flair that maybe a shirt or something would have.
Right, but they do have computers, and they do have ink, and they do have. As a matter of fact, Danny was in my office just yesterday, helping me to find the little metal things that go inside your file cabinets. So they've got all kinds of.
That business is more nuts and bolts and not jazz hands.
It is. But you know what? They went all out to have a beautiful little Santa village there, or a whole village, Christmas village, in their window. So go by and see them.
There's a reason why they won. Go check it out.
There's a reason why they won. So that was
pretty
Tascosa
amazing.
Office Machines. And then right next to it, I have to give kudos to Deanie and the people there at Imagine That. They did an incredible job.
They do it every year, though.
They did Jack Frost.
They get into it.
Because our theme this year was It's an Old-Fashioned Christmas. And so they did, they did something like that. And I thought it was really, really cool.
Well, depending on how old you are, like to me, I don't, when I see those like claymation type cartoons, like your Rudolphs and that to me is Christmas.
It's old fashioned.
And like whenever other show tries to do that style, it doesn't. It takes me back to Christmas in that time because when Rudolph and Frosty and Jack Frost and all those stories that came out, they were all done in that claymation Burl Ives type thing, and to me that's Christmas because that's what I grew up to.
And the third and so Imagine That, go by and see them. That was a Jack Frost window, and CS Designs did a really, really great job. If you've not seen it, it was a courthouse. It just is really nice. I just go by there and see it. So they got third place, but other people did a lot of other things. I did go by at my old place where I worked at Frontier Medical, and they really went out and did a really good job. They didn't sign up for the contest, but they just
had fun with it anyway.
They just had fun with it.
That's okay.
I just say participate, even if you are not at retail, participate as much as you can. Do what you can.
The contest,
and it's kind of fun to be a part of the group. Yeah, there's prizes. And then, of course, the same thing went with the Electric Light Parade, the Christmas Electric Light Parade. We had the biggest amount of entries that I think I've had in a while.
That's awesome. I love it.
27 entries. Get this, Mike. I think it was maybe, and this is Ross, remember? We're in the land of mañana. We wait till the last minute to do things.
Oh, yeah. People say, that's this weekend?
Oh, is it
I'm going to get in the parade.
Oh, my gosh, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So for a little bit, I was saying to my board, well, I don't know. How much help do you need, Barbara, for the parade? It's like, I don't know. 2 of you will do. I think I have 5. And the next thing I know, they are just coming in droves. And I'm talking about, Coca-Cola and Budweiser and big assurance home and trailers and kids walking and people.
Cool.
It was like
turned into a magical thing.
It turned into a great thing. As a matter of fact, it kind of turned into a little bit of a problem. It was kind of a good, bad thing. We're going, oh no, if this is how it's going to be for the UFO, parade, we're going to have to get our ducks in a row here. We had cars everywhere. And of course, you don't get there early enough. They're coming in the alleys, the back end, to that side, to this side.
Oh, yeah.
Crossing barricades, and you're going, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Every little available crevice gets filled.
Everybody's pushing in there. But we did have winners from that. And also, that was one of those things that you had to vote online for them.
Sure. So if you missed out on voting for this year, look here around December, beginning of December this year.
Yes.
That's when you'll see the voting open up and all that stuff.
But if you want to just see what some of these winners look like, specifically for the window decorating, they are on Main Street Facebook.
Good deal.
And you can also
some of them may still have them up on their windows and stuff, depending on if they've taken down their Christmas yet or not.
Right. But the ones for the parade, they took their own pictures and uploaded them.
Okay.
So if you want to see what those floats look like. So the winner of the first place with most votes was Así Se Baila, which is the folklorico dancers.
Oh, wow,
they went out there and it was all
everything
colorful
they do is
and
beautiful.
lights and beautiful.
Everything they do is beautiful.
Now, kind of one that was what do they call that? You weren't expecting? Was Sierra Fire Department.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, they blew it out of the park.
Nice. They pleasantly surprised on what they did.
Surprised. It was great.
Cool.
And the last one for third place was the Assurance Home.
Awesome.
And we all love and appreciate them and appreciate what they do
great things for
what they
kids.
do for our community and for the kids in town.
A little oasis in Roswell here.
Give them a high five when you see them and congratulate them.
Excellent. I'm going to guess the kids got involved with the creation of that thing and everything too.
I do want to give a shout out also to Juliana Halverson. She takes a lot of pictures, but that Pioneer Bank float, they did the whole Ebenezer Scrooge, someone laying in bed, the whole thing. I was surprised that they didn't get. Well, they did get a lot of likes, but they didn't get, the most.
Well, that's just
But
it.
that's just the way that it works.
It's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes here.
That's the way it works sometimes.
By the way, I'm going to go ahead and just say it. Juliana Halverson is unofficially the official historian of Roswell. You know what I mean? Because she's taken pictures at all our events, and I'm going to go on a limb and say there has been events over the last 10, 20 years that the only reason we have a lot of chronicled history of them is because Juliana Halverson was there recording the event through film.
You are absolutely right, Mike. And we are really, she's a volunteer for Main Street.
Yeah.
And we appreciate her so much because she takes pictures of everything. She's the one that took the pictures of downtown of all of the windows. And this year we decided to do something different with the parade, but I think we're going to go back to judges and the whole thing on the lawn this next year.
Okay.
But yes, if you want to see anything, if you're wondering what Juliana does, if you look on the Main Street Facebook and look at all the pictures, videos, or any pictures you see anywhere, she's an amazing artist.
The question should be, if you're wondering what Juliana doesn't do, that would be because she pretty much does everything.
I am always surprised whenever she's got pictures of what Toys for Tots.
Yeah,
and the what is it, New Mexico Youth Challenge, and then
I don't know
the
how many events I
Historical
just show up.
Society. It's like, where is she not?
Yeah. And then like one day, like my wife a couple years ago was one of the teachers of character, and they had the big dinner at Church on the Move. And guess who's there taking pictures?
Yeah.
Juliana.
Juliana.
That's what she. It's like,
so yes, a great big thank you to City Councilor Juliana Halverson for what she does, not only for Main Street Roswell, but for the community of Roswell.
I'm pretty sure half of the. I'm going to say there's a good percentage of photos of Roswell out there, and Juliana's probably got a hunk percentage of the actual photographer of said photos. So.
You know that I have some pictures on my own Facebook that Juliana took, and I didn't even really know her that well. I think it was like maybe possibly 2015 when I did the first mud run, and I had people from the college out there, and they have aerial photos of the mud run. I didn't even ask them to come out there.
That's cool.
I mean, they have aerial ones. They have pictures of.
That was before everybody and their uncle had a drone.
That is true. But they were using these really tall poles and taking pictures of people lined up ready for the race. I mean, I had photographers laying on their bellies taking pictures of people as they were crawling through the mud.
Wow.
I mean, so I had to have some incredible pictures.
Yeah.
And maybe one of these days I'll take on that mud run again. I kind of would love to. But before I get off here, I do want to tell you about a couple of new businesses downtown that I don't want you to miss. The Farm and Ranch Candle Company. It's over on 2nd Street.
Okay.
It opened up where the CrossFit place was.
Okay.
So it's doesn't have great parking, but you can park behind it.
Yeah, parking behind on none of those businesses. They usually have spaces there.
Yeah, they're right across the street from the farmhouse. And I went in there the other day. They've got a great location there. I believe they do classes, so you maybe can learn how to do that.
So you can do some candle making.
So you can learn some candle making, but they are right there, right off of 2nd, going east. And then over on the 200 block. I'm trying to think where they are exactly. Oh, a 100 block.
Okay.
Is the Bucking Shoot Boutique.
Okay.
And it's a dress shop.
Oh, nice.
And so it's got dresses, it's got T-shirts,
I guess Western wear kind of thing.
They do. Yeah, they do. And they're actually also had one, I guess, in Artesia as well. So they moved a shop here.
Okay.
I visited with Kayla just recently, and they've been doing really, really great, and they did it really good during Christmas. So
is it all women's, or do they do men's clothing? Or
I think it was just all women's that I saw that day. Possibly even some children's things, but. Go by there and see her. She's always ordering new things, and so maybe you want something, you can ask her and see if maybe she can get you what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
But some cowboy-type stuff, non-cowboy stuff, jeans, pants, that kind of thing.
Maybe got a trip to the big city for a concert or something. You need to get your fancy duds on. She can help you out.
And she was having a sale just recently. I don't know if it's over with yet or not, but you might want to reach out to her. She's right there, like I said, on the 100 block of Main Street.
Nice.
Across the street from her almost is the Roswellian. If you haven't seen that one, it's right next to the Roswell Tire and Appliance.
Yeah.
So, come by and see some of the people that have been there for a long time and visit these new people and welcome them to the neighborhood.
Absolutely. And do a little shopping.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, as we always try to tell people, when you shop local, And these more of your money stays here local. So when you spend your money in these downtown merchants and these local businesses, a greater percentage of your dollar stays here in Roswell to go back to our roads and schools and parks and all the your water to make sure your water and your roads and your trash gets picked up. All of that and nicer things too.
Yes.
If you want to create things that you want additions to the zoo and all that's done through the money by you buying dresses and buying lunch and buying all these things at our local merchants. That's and when you go to a big box store, a lesser percentage of that money stays in town.
Right.
And then
online, we appreciate our big boxes. Don't get me wrong, we do.
But
we would like you to shop local and help our local merchants.
And then, of course, online, unless it's a local business online, none of that stays in town. So remember that.
And when I need something, or a lot of times schools, when they need something or want a donation or they're doing a silent auction, who do they go to? The downtown merchants. You see their posters in their window that they've supported cheerleaders football.
You always see the pictures of your cheerleaders or your football players or your basketball or volleyball players there in the window every time.
And I find it interesting that hardly ever they say to me, Barbara, I've given so much. Normally they say, phew, okay, well, what would you like? Let me see what I can figure out for you.
And in a town like this, they're like, well, not only am I going to support these kids, but I'm going to support the kids in the blue shirts and the kids in the red shirts.
That's right.
And so you see all that. And so it's a wonderful thing. So support these businesses because they are what make our community as awesome as it is. Good deal.
Thank you.
MainStreetRoswell.org is the website. You can go there and learn about pretty much everything we talked about here, or if you have questions, want to get more involved. Don't forget Main Street Roswell on Facebook as well. Like and follow that. It's always a great resource for all the things we're talking about here. Or if you need to get something to them, to Barbara and the Main Street staff, then that's a good way to get that to them.
Oh, I like that staff.
Yeah. It's like, I got staff.
Yeah, they're called Oompa Loompas.
Yeah. Well, radio's theater of the mind. We kind of like, let's go to the engineering department. If there's no engineer, there's a guy in the other room. It's me.
And there's Roy holding up a sign, engineering department.
Pretty much, but good deal.
Well,
thank you,
Mike.
Barbara.
Thank you, Mike.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year
See
to
you next
everyone.
time. Yeah.
All right, see you next time.
And get out there and get involved. Go downtown and get to shopping and getting. If you want to volunteer, please reach out. And they're always looking for great people to be a part of this. And if you're a Main Street business and want to get more, please reach out to Barbara. Let her talk to her. Let's see what she can do to help your business. Maybe it's time to upgrade that facade. Maybe there's some grant money laying around for you to spruce up that front of your storefront here. Please reach out.
Because I need to know before. I can't find out once I get it. It's too late. Because I have so much work to do in the background. So let me know before.
Put your name on the radar here so she can. So like I said, maybe there's something not right this second. But they're always scouring and hunting and be like, oh, that'd be good. Oh, I remember.
I can plug it in here. I can plug it in there.
Yes, exactly. So good deal.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
All right, it is 9:53. Let's pause for news, Hannity update, weather, and Wall Street business update. Don't go away.
Now, your Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Carlsbad honoring the 100th anniversary of the Carlsbad Caverns by inviting tourists and locals alike to participate in the Carlsbad Caverns Discovery Dash Scavenger Hunt, highlighting all the great things to do in Carlsbad. In addition to learning more about the city, participants who visited several sites were entered into a drawing to win $500. The drawing has taken place now. The winner of the contest is the Jennings family from Graham, Texas. The Jennings family played the app-based hunt while visiting Carlsbad last summer during the 100-year celebration. A major rehab project on North Atkinson Avenue in East Roswell will continue with work starting Monday. The pavement and waterline work between Cherry Street and East College Boulevard is expected to take about 6 months. It's scheduled to be finished by the 4th of July. The project also includes improvements to some limited sections of sidewalks, curbs, and gutters, and ADA ramps. During the section of the project, North Atkinson will need to be closed to through traffic between East 5th Street and East College Boulevard. Again, that starts Monday. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Is one thing going into this election year we've got to just stand back and marvel at. All conventional political gravity that would normally apply to a presidential candidate does not apply to Donald Trump. And the American people now, going back to Russia, and 3 years of lies and peddled conspiracy theories, leading up to all of this, has resulted in people basically, they have made Donald Trump, they've done the impossible. A fighter like Donald Trump, they've turned into a sympathetic figure. And Americans sense the fundamental unfairness of all of this. And they also see the double standard.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, give your home a new look this year with Blinds.com. Now, Blinds.com invented the better way to shop for custom shades, shutters, blinds, and so much more. Measure and install everything yourself, or you can let Blinds.com do it for you at one low installation cost. Plus, you get free shipping, 100% satisfaction guarantee. So start your year off the better way with Blinds.com. Get up to 45% off. 45% off for a limited time at Blinds.com.
Rules and restrictions may apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good today. We have low pressure clearing out of the area, so we get sunshine. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-50s, maybe a little bit breezy. Overnight, a few lingering clouds down to the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine on Saturday. A little bit cooler, though, right around 50 on the high. Clear for Saturday night. Sunday looks sunny and warmer, upper 50s and breezy. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The latest jobs report exceeded most analysts' expectations. The U.S. job market closed out 2023 with the addition of 216,000 jobs in December, an increase of 17,000 from the month before, according to the Labor Department. There were payroll gains in healthcare, government, and construction. The unemployment rate held steady at 3.7%. Inflation seems to be on the rebound in Europe. After 7 straight months of decline, inflation rose 2.9% year over year in December. Tesla recalling more than 1.6 million Model S, X, 3, and Y electric vehicles exported to China to fix problems with their automatic assisted steering functions and door latch controls. Wall Street opened mixed this morning following release of that surprisingly strong jobs report. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 9:59, about ready to wrap up today's show. If you missed any part of the show, I always invite you to check it out at your leisure. Log on to ksvptv.com, click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you will find all of our interviews there. Roy and Jocelyn, they separate the interviews from the main show. So if you just want to see a particular interview without going through the whole show, you can do that. Or if you want to catch the nuggets of dumbness in between the interviews, then you can just watch the whole show there. But ksvptv.com. If you for today, we have replayed an interview with Andrew Moore from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce in the 7 o'clock hour, giving us updates on what's going on here in the coming weeks at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater. The Savannah Sippin' Society play is next weekend, and the weekend after that, get your tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, we just had Barbara Gomez from Main Street Roswell here a few minutes ago. Give us an update there. All right. That is going to do it for us. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. I greatly appreciate that. And take care. We'll talk to you on Monday. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Have a great day, everybody.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. U.S. employers added 216,000 jobs last month. December's job gain exceeded the 173,000 added in November. But Heritage Foundation public finance economist E.J. Antoni tells the Salem Radio Network the number of full-time workers in the U.S. has fallen to its lowest level since February 2023.
We've basically added no full-time jobs all last year. All the additions have been part-time and multiple job holders. Multiple job holders, that's people who have to take on a second or a third job. That also just hit an all-time high in December.
The unemployment rate unchanged at 3.7%. Average wages rose 4.1% from a year earlier. That's up from a 4% gain in November, which could make it harder for the Fed to slow inflation back to its 2% target. Inflation on the rebound in Europe. The European Union statistic that consumer prices rose 2.9% on a yearly basis in December. It's the first increase after 7 straight months of declines. Also at townhall.com, Donald Trump wants the special counsel in the election interference case held in contempt. White House correspondent Greg Clugston.
Lawyers for the former president say federal prosecutors took steps to advance the case in violation of a judge's order last month that temporarily put the case on hold. Trump's legal team described it as outrageous conduct and told a U.S. district judge that she should consider holding special counsel Jack Smith and 2 of his prosecutors in contempt. Last month, prosecutors said they would continue to file documents to meet deadlines, even though the case is on hold pending an appeal. Greg Clugston, the White House.
The Dow is ahead 6 points now, and the NASDAQ up 60. More at townhall.com.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnau. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, and